Now I'm interested in geography. Which way are you going?
Well, I don't know really. I've got a sat nav in my car, and I'm getting there. And what do you know? What?
Bit lazy, isn't it?
Well, I'm not a pigeon. I don't.
Well, you got an A to Z.
Well, yeah, but it's on a computer, the A to Z. What's the difference between looking at an A to Z and...
It's a bit lazy, though.
Not really, no. Why? Why is it any different that I've got it computerised so I can go along? The A to Z's a bit dangerous, isn't it? It's a bit... Don't go to A to Z when you're driving along.
Clive, who are you talking to? Because we need to hit the road, we need to get going.
Well, it's this fucking idiot who wants to know what road I'm taking, which is a fucking boring thing to ask anyway.
Sorry, who is this twat? Because we really got to get going.
He's a fucking dickhead. I think he's an A to Z salesman by the I mean,
just tell him we're using the sat nav because it's the quickest, most efficient way of doing it.
It's the quickest, most efficient way of doing it.
No, but look what's happened.
Who the fuck are you?
Would Columbus found America if he had a sat nav?
Yes!
No, he wouldn't.
He'd have put in America and he would have taken him to America.
He only found it because he got lost. Now, if everybody just goes...
Hold on. How would an undiscovered country be on a sat-nav?
No.
Go on.
But I just
What's the difference between the sat-nav and the map in that regard?
Because I've found some lovely little cafes on roads I've never been on.
Gone from finding a continent to a little cafe.
I love that.
Little greasy
I am off to discover the unknown world. Where are you going? Well, I don't know yet. It's the unknown world. What are you taking? Just a boat. All lazy swim, you cunt. I love the fact that he's so Luddite now, he's annoyed at the sat-nav. I mean, you'd have probably given Columbus a hard time. Oh, got a compass. Don't you know where north is, you twat?
I just think there's something in being lost. I never feel lost. I just think, I've had a diversion. Because you find new things. I'm forever going down...
Suzanne's asking the French peasant where
I just think, Columbus...
Alright, what's the most interesting thing you found when lost?
Like I say, I found a shop that was like a fancy dress shop.
Amazing.
Do you need fancy dress stuff?
Dressed up as Columbus, went and bought a sat-nav, went to Dorset for the weekend.
You never go out. Why do you need a fancy dress shop? That sounds like the one thing you would hate is fancy dress.
Yeah, but I like looking at they have like a space helmet in there.
Right, so you found a fancy dress shop. Where were you supposed to be going that you had time to get sidetracked and go in
I think I was going to a meeting.
Amazing, that's the last time!
You don't want to get lost!
Yeah, you don't want to get lost, do you?
Because I always give myself loads of time because I get lost a lot. I always give myself...
Get a sat-nav!
No, I'm just saying, that's how you find little treats along the way, and next time you pass it, or next time someone says, do you know where the fancy dress shop is? You can go, yeah, I do.
You have no idea because I was lost, I didn't know where it was.
No, normally
I'm not going to tell you, lazy cunt. Haven't you got an A to Z? Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, find it yourself, you lazy twat.
Well, I might get lost. Good. You might find another one.
It just goes back to the chip thing in the head. I think you've got to learn along the way. We can't get lazy. We can't have chips in the head, knowing how to plumb. That's what it's all about, isn't it? And making mistakes. If you make a mistake, I've done some wiring, got a little shock. Won't happen again.
It will. I've seen that experiment with you before.
So...
What have you learned? You keep going on about all this learning. What have you learned?
What have you learned? Okay, sum up mankind's foray into the future. I want this. This will be the introduction to a book about the future. It will then be read in 100 years' time and go, Karl Pilkington was the most prophetic genius that's ever walked the earth. These are his words from 2010.
Just some predictions.
Just sum it up. Just sum it up. I believe. Start off with. I, Karl Pilkington, believe that mankind in the future will. Okay, start off with that sentence.
And then what? Just have like a top 5.
Well, no, or just.
Well, maybe just predictions.
Just predict.
Yeah. So and then a little thing to remember. And remember ye this. So I, Karl Pilkington, predict that in the future mankind will. Start off with that. Start off with that sentence. I've given you that one.
All right, I'm Karl. And the future.
He's already gone off-road.
It's a scary place. But the future's going to happen. Right? There's no getting away from that.
Yep. Okay, your predictions are...
Well, we're all...
It's not a soundbite.
Keep going.
Hang on a minute.
Give him space.
This is in a book. I've got to think about... I don't want to get it wrong.
Think first. And then say it. Okay, starting from now. These words of wisdom will be inscribed on a wall of a museum one day. Proceed.
small of a lavatory, more like.
I think trousers are going to be stopped being made. Just because you see kids now, they've got pants around their ankles. They're going further and further down. So I think that's evolution, just getting rid of the trouser.
Right.
It's just dropping naturally.
That's the evolution of the trouser, because it's dropping incrementally
Well, you see now,
down
you can
the
see
arse.
kids' underpants, so they're just dropping.
Yeah.
I think they'll get to a point when they just don't bother wearing them anymore.
Right.
Prediction 1!
Okay,
That's an amazing one!
They'll stop making trousers in the future,
Good,
okay.
We're going to get weaker. That's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
They used to say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now they're saying eat 5 fruits.
Right.
So we've definitely, that's evidence. You can't argue with that. I'll probably put that first because the guy's right. What's number 2? So swap that round.
Okay, that's number 1.
Give him the pants second.
Yep.
I'm gonna die.
Okay,
They
number
used
3.
to say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. They used to say, pull your trousers up. Now they say, put them down, you can. I've never had such fucking dribble.
Number 3.
Right, number 3. Oh, the scholars are now waiting with bated breath when they find this old scroll, and they go, ooh, what can number 3 be?
I reckon we'll blend all our food.
Oh God!
No, because
He was going to make a point about race. What is it? I never thought it would be. We'll blend all our food.
like they do for babies, you mean?
I just think when you think about all the stuff we eat now, cavemen chewing on big lumps of meat.
Yeah.
We had wisdom teeth.
Yep.
Now they say, take them out, you're not using them.
Yeah.
Why not using them? Because your food's soft.
Yep.
Sorbet.
Yep.
Soups.
Yeah.
Everything's softer,
Just
isn't it? When you
those
get an
two, yeah.
avocado, they say, is it soft? Everyone's squeezing the food before they buy it.
Yeah.
No one wants anything tough.
Yeah.
So I think chewing is a sort of
It's a thing of the
thing of the past. We haven't got the time to chew. Everyone's like, hurry up, eat that. You don't have to go out for dinner with Ricky. He's like, hurry up. Like, I'm still eating it.
Well, he does blend his food, I think. Okay, so blending food.
Great.
I reckon, what else do we do now? So I've done teeth. Done trousers. I've come up with this idea. It's sort of like glasses, but you can live wherever you want to live.
What do you mean?
Everything that's real, you're not looking at that anymore. This is really the future. I'd put this at number 10. This is like...
We're only doing 5. Fuck me.
So what you mean is that you look through the glasses and instead of seeing what the real world, you see a tropical
what
paradise.
You want to see. So if you're a young kid and you like the idea of living in the urban ghetto with all graffiti on the walls and that, you can see that.
Yeah, but hold on, are you walking round? Because you'll be bumping into stuff, won't you?
No.
Why not?
No, what you mean is that the stuff that's there in the real world is being digitally reimagined in your glasses. So what was a nice country lane is suddenly now an urban
ghetto. It's got loads of
ghetto.
graffiti on it.
Sure.
Absolutely mental, pointless, would never work. Absolutely one of the maddest things you've ever said.
Really weird, that one.
Yeah,
It could be done. I reckon it could be easily
Why
done.
would it be? Okay, that last one, that's number 4. That's a load of bollocks. So what's number 5?
There'll be more letters in the alphabet.
Why?
Why?
Because we're running out of words now, aren't we?
No, we're not running out of
No,
words.
we are. We are definitely running out of words.
Just using the letters we've already got and making new words.
Yeah, we're making,
No, but we haven't got enough now.
Of course we have. Have you any idea? You could have a word with 9 L's before you run out.
Yeah, and they do in Wales and what have you. That's because their alphabet is shorter than ours. They've only got something like 24 letters over there.
Right.
But they go mental with the L. Now what we do is, we've got 26 letters, but we are now struggling.
We're not struggling at all.
We are.
We're not. I mean, so stupid.
Boswallocks in shampoo. Now there's a word where they've gone, well, we've invented something here. We've got something we're putting in shampoo.
Boswallocks?
Boswallocks.
You just made that up?
No, it's no, they go, new with Boswallocks and ceramide R. Yeah, but that's a new word because they have to, they come up with a new word.
But it's a terrible word.
Why?
Boswallocks.
Isn't that the word?
Is that real? You've missed that out,
No, I haven't. That's a real word.
Boswallocks, yeah.
Now, this is what I'm saying. So years ago, when they came up with all the sensible ingredients,
Go on.
sodium. That sounds that sounds all right.
He likes sodium. He doesn't like
Because it
Boswallocks.
sounds like something in it, like an ingredient.
Well, yeah, but that's because you're used to it.
Is this a load of Boswallocks? Are you winding me up?
No,
the two of
it's
you?
real.
It's real, and that's because 26 letters. We've wasted them. Years ago, we went mental with the, pneumonia, sticking a P on it, and there's loads of words where you go, what's that letter doing in there? Whereas now, they can't do that. They've gone, whoa, pull that back. Why is that letter there? And now you've got stuff like abbreviations and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's not waste letters. Let's just control it a little bit. Cars are called things like, GTI or something, because they're going, well, I can't think of the word to call this. So they're giving them letters. Think of a word now. Think of a word that hasn't been made up.
What do you mean?
Well, tell me a word that hasn't been made up.
All words have been made up.
No, one that hasn't. That could be used. Say if I invent something now to put in shampoo, what can I call it? Quick.
Cranberry.
No, it's too close to that. No, we can't get that past the advertising person.
Scrimpton.
Scrimpton.
Yeah.
So it took Ricky 2 goes and you accepted his second one.
Well, I think we've sorted out the future.
Wow. Since, obviously, the days of Nostradamus, there's been many people who've tried to foresee the future. Karl, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but there's endless, predictions. Apparently there are other planets that may collide with ours. There's some scientific basis on this. And obviously, I don't know if you've seen the posters for that recent film 2012. Well, that's based on this notion of some kind of Mayan calendar, which supposedly predicts the end of the world as being 2012. But if you knew with certainty that today was the end of the world, how would you spend that final day? I mean, this seems weird to me, but I think I'd like to experience a lot of the extremes of existence. So, for instance, I've always wanted to smash up a bar. Do you know what I mean? It's strange, but I've always wanted the exhilaration of just smashing all those bottles, like you see in a film.
But would you enjoy it as much, knowing that you're going to die in 8 hours?
I don't know, I suppose it's the sense of abandon, I mean, maybe I'd murder a person.
Wow.
Just see, I don't know, but I think I'd probably go mental.
Because I've
always been a very reserved person, I've never got into a fight, I've never caused a rumpus.
Yeah, but that's a worrying thought because, we don't have to have the end of the world for it to be the end of your world, because a lot of people know that they're terminally ill, so they don't go around smashing up bars and killing people.
But I suppose I know there'll be no repercussions ultimately, because the next day everyone's gone, so there's not going to be mourning families.
But then how dare you deprive that person of his last 8 hours or 10 hours of life?
I don't care, because it's the last day on Earth.
Well,
so
that's true.
I know the moral guilt that I'll feel is over in a few hours.
Morality isn't relative just to repercussion, is it? Because
no, but the point is
you can do things without repercussion. But often people say, what would you do if you never got caught, or would you do it if there is repercussions for that person, as grave as they might be, just because you feel that it's no big deal either way, that they're only going to live another 8 hours, they might feel differently. And you're saying, well, you won't care because you won't be around. But then, why do people care about their loved ones when they won't be around? Why do people get a will ready?
Because my point is that they know that those people will continue to live for an indeterminate amount of time.
So you do care about the other person's feelings?
Of course I do. Oh, no, of course I do. But my point is, knowing that everyone is going to be wiped off the face of the earth the following day, all of those repercussions are no longer quite the same.
I'd find it hard to divorce myself from my morality that's ingrained just because it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, I honestly, to me, it seems that we're approaching just the end of all things. And so I'm saying that there's something about the fact that we're all going to end that somehow seems very liberating.
What would you do?
I've always wanted to kick a duck up the arse.
Now, obviously the future is relative. Us talking now The future is one thing, the past is another. But to someone in the past, we are in the future. So, Karl, if you could go back into any era, okay, you are what you are now. You are you as you sit there now, your age, with all your memories and all your input and all your advantages on ages gone by and all your advantages over people gone by. Where would you go? What would you do? Don't worry about ramifications, like if you squash a butterfly, you come back here and we're all speaking a different language and...
Yeah, but I don't believe all that.
Of course you should.
They should have picked something better than a butterfly. The thing about if you kill a butterfly, there's a volcano somewhere.
Right.
There.
Okay, what did that noise mean? Yeah.
It's just passing the buck, isn't it? It's kind of like blaming a butterfly. Like, they only live about a day. So you blame it and it's dead anyway and there's no evidence left. It's a stupid argument.
Is that the theory? Is that the theory that you're blaming a butterfly for a volcano? I'm not sure that's it, is it?
Yeah, it wafts its wings and
when
it causes...
wafts, right, when a butterfly wafts, if you stop the waffery, then the whole world has changed, because there was no waft on a certain day. Okay? But that means that everything's part of the causal web. It's a model for determinism. So things do, yeah, of course things have an effect on everything else.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's a bad example. The butterfly doing its wings.
Well, no.
Something...
that butterfly might have flown in through a car window and frightened someone, and they crashed.
Use a wasp.
Why is that preferable?
Because you do panic. I've been in a car when there's a wasp knocking about. It's terrifying. I can see how that could cause a disaster. But a butterfly, you just go open the other window.
I love that you've won him over to that theory now, just by substituting a butterfly and a wasp. You think back to perhaps when you were a teenager or even before when you were growing up, you had visions, I suppose, of your own personal future and how that would play out, how you could change the way you lived your life in order to affect the future. I mean, I'm very lucky in some regards in that one of my ambitions was always to be involved with comedy. Yeah. And, I was very excited about that, and I was lucky that I've managed to achieve that. A lot of people don't even know what they want from their future.
Well, the other thing is that when you dream of where you'll be in 20 years' time, you don't change the future. You don't change the buildings, and you just think of yourself sort of richer, having a happier life. Yeah, you know what I mean. So,
and also, I was always slightly more handsome in the future. Like, I kept imagining I would grow a little more handsome. People kept saying, my grandmother would keep telling me, you'll fill out. When you fill out a bit. She was obsessed with me filling out. This is why she would feed me endlessly. The idea that somehow if I was less gangly.
Yeah, it worked with me though.
Yeah, you really filled out.
I filled out, yeah. It's funny because, I still forget what I look like now in the present. Yeah. In my head, I still look like I used to look. Then I catch a little glimpse of myself in the shop window and go, who's that fat old? Oh. No. You know what I mean? I'm so much better.
But you did have you've journeyed a long way. I mean, you, good looking lad, and you are, I mean, it's preposterous. I mean, everyone I work with or meet who's seen a picture of you as a teenager doesn't understand it. I mean, I pretty much look the same, you know what I mean? I haven't changed much. I'm still a constant disappointment to myself in a way, you know. I mean, I put on a tuxedo, that's the best I'm ever gonna look, and I don't look like James Bond. Yeah. Whereas you at least had a moment where you looked around. I mean, honestly, it's Jane I feel sorry for. Because, I mean, she did not sign up for this.
Well, we've all changed.
I've seen pictures of her in the past. She ain't changed much.
No, I don't mean that.
Whereas
I mean, we've all changed. We all changed. Karl used to have hair.
Yeah, but he hadn't, by your own admission, I had it for long. You didn't have hair for long, did you?
No, it wasn't. Didn't want to hang around my hair. It was never, I've told you, it didn't feel needed, so it went. I never did anything with it. It was hair of a Chinaman, wasn't it? Even the hairdresser said. He said, you can do nothing with this. So what do you mean? He said, it's just it looks all limsy.
Limsy! Sorry, was that's a...
Limp or flimsy, I reckon.
Well, no, limsy is a Chinaman, that gave his name to the limp hair, of the Chinese.
So you think your hair bailed on you because it was not getting treated well enough?
I think that's true. I think that's how it works. But yeah, I know what you mean. I sort of think about if I've changed and that, but I don't think I have that much. I still have the same sort of thoughts. I like olives now. which I didn't like probably 3 years ago.
Right, wow.
But you can, if you eat 4 in a row, you get a taste for them, and I thought, go on then, I'll have 5. And I thought, yeah, they're alright, these. So that's different, but other than that, I mean, these...
So what were your dreams and ambitions when you were young?
Didn't have any.
Right.
It was kind of...
5 years old, what do you want to be? What was your thoughts for the future?
I didn't worry. At 5 years old, you're not worrying about work and that.
10. What's your hopes and fears of all these years I met in thee tonight?
I wasn't worrying about work till about 13, 14. I was thinking, right, you know, people who were new had left school. They weren't getting work. And I was thinking, I don't want to be like that. That's when I did boxing. You know, I could have gone down that route. Got into boxing, didn't I?
How many fights do you have?
Don't know, about 3 or 4.
Yeah. How long is it? When does brain damage kick in?
I guess it can. I guess it can happen almost instantly. I mean, that must have been part of it.
Were you really? Did you really get a bad beating on one of those fights?
Yeah, Leroy gave us a right good clackering.
Clackering. Yeah, the thing is, your jab was a bit limsy, but Leroy's was clackering.
Then there was the dancing.
I don't remember this. What, breakdancing?
Well, I did that. I did a bit of body popping.
Yeah. But did you ever really think that you might do this in the future?
You never know, do you?
But did you, at the time, do you remember thinking, I wouldn't mind doing this professionally?
I must have thought that for me to go, well, let's try and join, you know, Twiggy's dance club and all that. And, my mum and dad always sort of, you know, if you want to give it a go, give it a go. With the boxing, you know, my dad was saying, right, I'll get you the proper shoes and that, and my mum's like, don't bother getting him them yet. Let's see if he sticks at it for like 4 months, because they were about 30 quid for the shoes.
Let him carry on in my furry slippers.
Then with the dancing, it was the same thing. I said, I need some leg warmers and that. And,
these tights are just as good, come on.
No,
pop on your nan's tights.
My dad gave me, like he cut like the sleeves off a shirt.
Amazing.
And that were your leg warmers?
Yeah.
Amazing.
But it's funny, when you're a kid, it don't bother you.
But surely cut them off a jumper.
No, yeah. I don't know why. I know it looked daft. I had cuffs on leg warmers.
That's amazing!
But when you're a kid,
what did they
roll them up.
It must have looked like Lancelot and Bowen doing a handstand. But
then, you know, that didn't last long, and then my dad, you know, I was getting older now, and he's like...
Dad needed his shirt back for a wedding.
Yeah, as long as he didn't take his jacket off, it was fine.
Yeah. Dad, I'm losing my hat, I need a hat. Dad, I don't need a bloody hat. Put my pants on, Ted.
But then, you've got to make sure you try and get a job, and school was sort of saying...
So 15 now.
Hang on, why did you stop going down Twiggy's?
Well, it was shut, wasn't it?
Amazing.
Oh, it closed down?
It closed down, it had a load of toilet rolls in there, it'd been turned into like a storage unit. I've never really had like a dream, I've just bumbled along. Because, like I've said, it's that thing of...
Clackered,
sort of...
bumbled, limsy. It's like, call my fucking bluff.
There's no point sort of wishing for too much, because if you don't get it, you'll be fed up. So it's better just to sort of go, well, let's see what's around the corner. This is what I've said to you about a sat-nav system.
Right.
It's the same thing. Yeah, sure, have the sat-nav, type in where you want to go, and it'll take you straight there. But what I say is, use the back streets. Have a look around, turn off, don't go straight ahead, turn right. The little dead ends.
Yeah,
have a look.
Where you might get mugged.
Have a look.
Don't go down the dead ends.
Why not?
You've got a reverse back
There's nothing there, dead end.
No, but have a look.
Well, there's nothing there, it's dead end.
What's the road doing there then?
Well, it's a dead end.
Yeah, but there must be something down there.
There's nothing, it's dead, it's just ends.
Just a wall.
Right, so it's not a problem, reverse.
Well, don't go down in the first place if you know it's a dead end. Don't tell people to go down a dead end, they've got to reverse out. Difficult.
Well, I'd say just have a look, you see, that's the difference between me and you. I'd have a look down the dead
end.
It's
dead end, no, don't worry, it's
What's
dead end.
There?
There's nothing, mate, it's dead end.
Rubbish? Just
nothing. Dead
nothing
end.
at all?
Yeah, no, put going there, dead end.
Right, so I'll go, well, I'll just have a look for myself, because I don't believe you.
Okay, well, go on then.
Right, I'll have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this I've found.
What have you found?
Box of money that you didn't know about. All I'm saying is it could be
He
anything.
has still got the brain of a 10-year-old, hasn't he?
Money.
He's still got the brain of a 10-year-old.
I'm just... set your stall out.
Right. So where's the store? Where are you setting the store? Not in the dead end.
Because there's no through traffic.
Thoroughfare, yeah. You want to be on a sort of public highway. Where are you setting the stall out? What are you selling? What are you selling?
Well, this is what I'm saying to you.
What are you selling
I'm
first?
selling a mixture of stuff.
What? Like what?
All sorts.
What have you bought it with? A bag of money you found in the dead end?
Leg warmers.
Right, you got new leg warmers with do you want cufflinks with them? What? Do you want cufflinks with them leg warmers? Well, no. Why would I do that? Well, you got to fucking look smart, ain't you? You cunt.
So you're selling. What are you selling?
So you set your stall out.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
Yes.
isn't it dangerous to sell all the same product in that shop?
Right.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking
where's
about.
the analogy going? This is
Yeah.
a metaphor. I think it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
Or similes.
What
Yeah,
are you selling? What are you selling first? Bang. 2,
hang on.
3, 4.
No, but
Quick,
this is
it's
what
The
I'm saying
Apprentice.
to you. This is what I'm saying
Go
to
on.
you, though. I
Right.
just said to you,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I don't know what you wanted to do. You haven't told me. But
Right.
I'm
Do you want me
saying,
to tell you what I wanted to be when I wanted to be... Right, at 5 years old, I wanted to own a sweet shop until my mum said, you know, you got to buy the sweets first. Right. From 10, I wanted to be like a scientist. 15, a vet kicked in.
But at
Carry
some
on.
point you jettisoned all of that to try and pursue a pop career.
20, I wanted to be a pop star. 25, I thought I'd better get a job.
well,
At 30, I did.
me saying turn off the main road and do a right
Yes.
is saying just have a look around in the same way that if you go into a
It was
shop...
a metaphor, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
it was, yeah.
Yeah.
In the same way that if you go into a shop, you're thinking I'm getting a quarter of bonbons.
Right, bombs. Bombs.
But by the time you get to the counter,
You're clackered.
and you get some licorice all sorts instead because you thought, actually, I'd forgot about them.
Sorry, no, this isn't a metaphor, is it? This is a real shop now, isn't it?
I just mean you're gonna be let down. You're gonna be very, very disappointed with life if you know
But I haven't been disappointed
If
with
what?
that.
If what?
If-
If what? If what?
the thing you're aiming for
Yeah.
doesn't happen.
But what if it does happen? I'd like to take issue with this, because there's a lot of young people who listen to our podcasts, and if they listen to this tripe, that if you try for something in life it won't happen, so don't bother, I think it's a bloody disgrace.
No.
Imagine if Leona Lewis had thought that when she went on the bloody X Factor. She wouldn't have got punched by that bloke in that... Alright, that doesn't make sense. But you know what I mean, she would not have been living her dreams.
Yeah, but we don't know what Leona wanted to do. She might
She
have had a
wanted to be a
backup
singer,
plan.
that's why she's done it.
She might have had a backup plan.
Yeah, but she fulfilled the main ambition, which was to sing. That's why she went on the show. She didn't go on there because she thought, I might want to work down a branch of Waterstones.
You think she went in there and said, quarter bombs? She went, oh, this is X Factor. But she went, oh, go on then.
Well, I was saying.
Well, what about the girl who looked like a fat baby? She went on there with a dream. It's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah!
But the point is, I'm not saying you all have to go on the X Factor if you're a hopeless idiot. I'm saying if you've got a little bit of talent and you pursue it, it might take you somewhere. If you want to be a vet or a doctor or pop star, you might have a chance. You may as well
Yeah.
have a stab for it than say, oh, it's alright, I'll just sit around in the underpants.
Yeah, they're doing a new one, the X-ray Factor, where you can actually, you know, become a top radiologist.
But I've said this for an idea. I think
Go on.
they should do that. Because how many singers do we need in the world? You see, that's the thing. We're talking
Yeah.
about the future.
Yeah.
I think we're not going to talk anymore. I think it's going to be like living in an opera. The way
Yeah.
things are going on now, everyone wants to sing.
Yeah.
Whereas, if you did a TV programme to try and get a doctor, you know...
X-ray Factor.
You know, it's all about, you know, getting in young kids, do live surgery. You know, there's big queues anyway. People are queuing up to have operations done.
Yeah.
So you say, look, Hilda, you have got a problem with your left bunion. You can either wait for your proper doctor and hospital, but it's going to be a 2-year waiting list.
Or you can have Jedward do it
are
for
you
you.
free Saturday night, live?
Because we've got two 17-year-olds who are going to do it.
Hilda! She comes out. They sort
little voice. I've never heard him do a little voice before.
So hang on, wait,
okay. So this is what is this? This is a talent show where people can have a go at being a doctor.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, this
They
is
need-
like something from the Middle Ages.
But they need volunteers who would rather have an apprentice, someone have a go.
Well, it's not even an apprentice, it's someone
No.
with no training at all.
Yeah.
They learn how to do major operations in a week.
But no, not major ones. That's for the final. You do a heart,
Of course,
you
yeah,
do a
you've got to
heart
build up to that,
transplant,
sure.
But you're
A
building
heart
up.
transplant for the final. That's
So anyway,
amazing.
so it's Hilda, and Hilda's not the person, she's not operating, she's just the person who needs a
No,
bunion
she's
removed.
the foot problem. Yeah.
So she comes in, they have a quick chat
I
with
had
her.
a chat with her. How's your life been? Bit of Coldplay under her. She's
Yeah.
going, oh, it's terrible. I can hardly walk and all that. And they go, right.
Here's a fowl who looks like a baby.
And then
And you think this is a good, you don't see any problems with this so far? You've not identified any concerns yet?
if it means you get younger people into other jobs other than singing,
I agree with you. I think it's crazy that everyone now just wants to be famous, a singer or something, and we don't need them. They're just contriving it. All they're doing is knocking the last one off the top number one spot. It's just a factory.
But I'm not talking about everyone should try and be a singer, am I? What I'm saying is, sometimes you're allowed to pursue your dreams, and they might be, you may fulfil those dreams. There's nothing wrong with that. It may be that you want to operate on a woman called Hilda or a bunion. Pursue that dream. But according to your negative views, we shouldn't even try and do that either.
What I'm saying is...
Go on. What's he saying?
Leona was an example. I'm not saying everyone should try and be like Leona.
No, but
listen to his point, Stephen, because he's got a very good point coming up.
Here it comes. This is it.
Okay. He hasn't said a normal word yet, but he's going to say some now, and they're all going to be profound.
People's dreams aren't their own dreams.
Oh, hold on. What do you mean by that?
Okay, keep going. Let him, no. He'll explain. You don't need to ask any questions. He'll explain.
Because they think they know what they want because they see it on the telly. They see, someone singing a song and they go, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, change the dreams. Change the dreams.
Yeah.
Surgery. They're watching that. They're seeing Hilda happy with a better foot. The doctor's getting all the praise. They go, I want a bit of that action. That's what it's about. They don't want to be singers. They want to be known. They want to be famous.
Yeah.
So, fine, have a bit of fame, but do some good. Fix Hilda's foot.
Sorry, was that the end of the point?
Yeah, because all we've done, we've changed the dreams. Dreams are...
Well, you've hit on a good point there, because what is astounding is that when people are inundated with praise for people who are just clothes horses. They are just skinny nobodies who don't do anything except have their picture taken, and they're role models for, I'm not talking about, anyone in particular, but it's just these people who, want to be seen with other celebrities and marry celebrities and be a celebrity. People think that's an easy life because they're getting rewarded for it. And yet, someone who's stuck in a laboratory trying to come up with a cure for AIDS, they don't know or care about them. And...
Okay. Can I just point out, though, that if we're going to have a go at people being successful, making money and being well known for doing nothing of any value, I point you to the man sat opposite me here.
And that's, I tell you, there's times when I, lie awake at night, thinking, what was my dreams?
Yeah, but
I'd love to be a little
I've got
doctor.
a new boiler.
Yeah. Hold on.
And 2 houses.
I'd love to be a little doctor.
Yeah, I mean, it's past me now, there's no way I can go back.
Well...
But it would have been brilliant.
You're wrong. Karl Pilkington!
Hilda!
What is it? What now, Hilda? What's up with you? I've got terrible piles. There's some sort of blockage up there. I haven't gone to the, I haven't gone to the toilet for a week. Well, Karl, can you unblock Hilda's arse? Now live, unblocking Hilda's arse, Karl Pilkington.
I thought she had bad feet.
No, Jedward fixed her feet. There's a lovely job, that's why they stayed in last week. Her arse is worse than her feet. It's because she's been off her feet for so long, because she couldn't walk. Her arse took the brunt of it, and it's just terrible. Piles have burst, and it's blocked up there where all she just eats is cheese because she's so depressed.
I'd probably knock it on the head there.
Why?
I'd just say, like going back to the street thing, I've gone down the wrong avenue. I go, this isn't for me, I didn't know I'd be, eye to eye with this.
What's that?
It's not for me, and that's how you find out that it's not for you, by doing it.
Right.
But at least I gave it a go.
So this is the same as you had one fight with Leroy, you went along to a dance studio that was shut, you've seen Hilda's arse, and it's turned you off proctology.
Once again, you've just abandoned it.
Yeah, well, there's no point.
Have a go. Just feel inside Hilda's back passage. Feel the blockage. Right.
No, because the audience have already decided. They've seen a weakness in me. They're going to vote me out.
No,
there's no point me getting dirty fingers for this.
Well, that's about it for the Ricky Gervais Guide to the Future. The next audiobook in this series is the Ricky Gervais Guide to the Human Body. Look forward to that.
Will do.
It's goodbye from me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Goodbye.
And the little round-headed, shaven chimp that is forever Karl Pilkington.
All right.
As Aldous Huxley once said, man is an intelligence in servitude to his organs. Made from the same stuff as algae, the human body has evolved into the most complex organism in the universe. An animal with power of introspection, conceiving complex metaphysical notions of morality, beauty, and love, while at the same time battling time, illness, and even death with even more sophisticated scientific weaponry. While we may still marvel at its complexity, what do we know about the human body? What are its wonders and limitations? And with scientific and medical technology moving ever forward, how will the human body evolve over the centuries to come? To discuss these questions and more, I'm joined by Stephen Merchant, award-winning writer and graduate of the University of Warwick. Hello. And Karl Pilkington, a man without formal academic qualifications or any awards to speak of, but he's good at other things. Cleaning windows, for example, with his fucking tongue, Gump.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it? Alright.
All your cells die and are replaced many times over in your life. Except the brain cells, you only lose them. You lose hundreds and millions and trillions, right? And you've still got plenty left, don't worry. Or most people have. So only a small percentage of the cells you're born with remain yours, the brain cells. So, supposing you're 99% different, all the time you're changing, is that the same person? Well, you'd say, yeah, because you've got the important ones, the brain cells, which keeps your memory, your personality, your input, the you.
But then, as we talked before, if you took your brain and put it in someone else, would you be the same person? You know,
well, then,
what defines the person?
Yeah,
it's the brain, isn't it?
It is the brain, but then if you look different, you'd be treated differently and you have a different personality. You could still the same person, but people change anyway. People's personalities change. And if you're in a car accident and you lose all your memories, you've got the same hardware. People have had complete personality changes.
Particularly through car. I knew someone who knew someone whose, girlfriend was in a terrible accident and she lost a lot of her memory. And so the person she was with, her boyfriend or fiance, she no longer related to them in the same way. And equally, he obviously that wasn't the same woman that.
Yeah,
he
but was it his fault?
With.
Was it his fault?
Wasn't his fault?
What's that got to do with it? What's that got to do with it?
No, was it his fault? Was the accident his
Well, what's
fault?
that got to do with it?
Because you would be fed up, wouldn't you?
That's a completely different point that he was making.
No, it wasn't. He said
Yeah.
a woman had an accident.
Yeah, but we were talking about, are you the same person?
Well, hang on, let's hear what Karl's point is.
You said,
Yeah.
you know, this woman was in an accident.
Yeah.
It's terrible, that. It's sad.
Yeah.
Now, all I'm saying is
Little
she
bit of
went...
opinion just popped in there.
She-
That. Sad.
Yeah.
She went off him.
I'll pass on your condolences.
Yeah.
She went off the fella.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, you're saying, oh, it's because a brain had a knock and went, oh, I'm not into him anymore. But all I'm saying is, if it was his fault who was driving the car and it happened because of him, you would sort of go,
Yeah, but
"You
that's not
idiot."
the point I was making at all.
It's not,
it wasn't.
is it?
A, he wasn't involved, but B, it was because she got a form of amnesia, so she didn't relate to him in the same way because the life they'd spent together, she no longer had a memory of, and equally, when he was talking to her, she was no longer the person that he'd first met. Do you see what I mean? So that's what my point was. Not because he was in.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. That doesn't surprise me that much, I suppose. At the end of the day, it is what you go through, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can hark back. You can talk about stuff.
Arp back. You can arp back.
Is that what a good relationship's based on? If there's a lot of young people out there listening, they're wondering what to look for.
I think that's the best thing about getting old, isn't it? You
Yeah.
can sit down and do nothing but think about a lot. If you're a baby, you've done now, you're lying there, you can't walk. I can't remember being a baby, and I put that down to it being boring. Because you only remember the good things.
remember your birthday!
No, it's you remember the good things in life, don't you? I'm quite happy. I can sit down for a good hour or so and just think back and go, oh, that was good.
When was the last time you reminisced?
Well, my mum and dad have been round, haven't they? So been reminiscing a lot.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about?
We're just chatting about Tic Tacs.
One of the great memories, yeah. The happy memories.
No, because you see, here's the thing. You're saying how that woman changed when she had her head caved in.
He never said that.
What did you? Well, the brain accident.
Yeah. Brain accident. Yeah.
The Tic Tacs. Now, I used to love them
Yeah.
when I was younger.
Yeah.
My dad got a load of them.
What, this year?
No,
Just
no,
recently?
years ago.
Years
Like
right.
years ago when I loved them. I said I loved Tic Tacs. Me.
Yeah.
He met one of his mates.
You didn't nick him from the sweet shop?
No,
No, that's what
he
you
knew
do,
some
yeah.
mate who could get his hand on a load,
Right.
and he
Thief,
must have
he was
got
a thief.
about he must have got about 30 crates of Tic Tacs.
30 crates of Tic
Honestly,
Tacs?
honestly, with like about 24 on each crate. We got them, stuck them in a cupboard under the just in the kitchen in the corner.
Yeah.
Now I worked my way through about 6 crates. was quite happy.
When? In how long?
I don't know, in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something.
Right.
And then after that, I'm getting sick of these.
Right.
Yeah. You were minty fresh, but you were sick of them.
lovely fresh breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I haven't got that much more to tell you about it. It's just.
What do you
So
I
this,
just
sorry, whoa. Bear in mind, this was something he was recently reminiscing with his parents about. They were sat round, and we've already learned up to an hour could go by reminiscing. Sat round for an hour, and talking about the great
I've already run
Tic
out
Tac
of
saga.
responses. I've got nothing to say about
No
that.
opinion
I
on
mean,
that.
I was nearly going to say, what'd you do with the empty little flicky Tic Tac boxes?
Yeah, but then you realise that that's utterly dull and boring.
Well,
and not
I
of any interest.
was struggling. I don't know what this anecdote is, other than a bloke. Other than you said your dad, I like Tic Tacs, me. He went, all right, I talked to Albert. Albert, you got Tic Tacs? I've got 30 crates, if that'll do, yeah? Yeah, I'll bring him round. Put him under cupboard. He's got through 12 crates. What's his breath like? Fucking lovely, but he's been sick all over the cunting place. Oh, do you want some more? No, of course we fucking don't. You'll talk about that in a few years' time. Of course we will, for about a fucking hour.
No.
And then we bring it up in an audio book.
But I think that's how we got onto it, because even though I tried to get rid of a load, I used to give them to mates, take them to school, say, have some Tic Tacs. You can have them for free. We used a load in the cat litter tray.
No,
we
you
did.
didn't.
We did. It
No,
was
you
just
didn't.
ways of getting rid of them.
Jesus Christ.
Sort of freshy smell, isn't it?
That's
it's the same
amazing.
sort of condensity in that, isn't it?
Condensity, it is the same condensity.
Yeah, so got rid of them like that. And then the weird thing was, even though I'd got shut of them all, you'd be backing up and you'd always hear one ting its way up the tube.
It's tinging its way up the tube. It's tinging its way up the tube. It's tinging its way up the tube. Ting tong ping pong. It's tinging its way up the tube.
That sounds like something from Willy Wonka.
Oh
No,
god.
it's just, I'm just demonstrating that because that's how many of them there were around the house. You'd drop them, they'd go in every corner and that, like Pac-Man or something. They'd be
That's
everywhere. You'd be backing
amazing.
up, tinging it up.
Sheila's getting married. Hannah gets confetti. Don't buy any confetti. Go to cupboard under stairs.
So yeah, that's a little memory there, isn't it?
It
That
is a
just
little
cropped up.
memory.
Now
It's a really little memory.
The strange Tic Tac house in Salford, where everything is made of Tic Tacs.
Wow, that must have been a hell
That's
of
incre-
a time you had with your parents there. The old Tic Tac
No, but it's
reminiscence.
better. You see, you're saying, "Oh, what a boring story that is." But when
I
my
see
mum
you've
and dad,
re-gravelled the drive. Yeah, smell it. suck the drive if you want.
no, but it's different. When my mum and dad are there and they can remember that, and they're going, "Oh yeah, the Tic Tac incidents and stuff."
What's known as the Tic Tac incident.
The Tic Tac
Let us never speak of the Tic Tac incident.
I just imagine the clock ticking. There, it's Christmas Day. I go, what are you smiling at? Oh, remember it used to ting up the tube.
You should think about selling this to Hollywood.
Listen, what do you remember then?
What do
I
you
remember?
That's
Wow.
an amazing thing to
That's
say.
a difficult question to answer.
Yeah, I don't. Nothing. Nothing at all.
Why, out of interest though, and this will sound naive, why don't we remember the very early moments of our lives? Why is it? Is it because it would be too harrowing to remember the point at which we sort of born? Because I don't really remember anything from those first few years. Why is it? Is it just because the brain's not fully formed at that moment?
I don't know.
The memory's not sufficiently developed.
I honestly,
It's got to be trauma, hasn't it? It's the things. Again, we were talking about me being younger, and the youngest I could remember back to was 1978.
How old were you then?
When
were you born?
72.
What?
And it was
You
summer holidays.
you couldn't remember earlier than 6. You
Um,
can remember back to about 2 or 3. Most people. What?
no way. My mum and dad don't even remember me then. Because you're not doing anything. This is what I'm saying.
Mum and Dad don't even remember me then. That's amazing.
Because they pinpoint
They remember
things.
all the Tic Tacs they've ever eaten.
Yeah. Do you remember when Karl was 6? Of course I do. 5? Yeah. 4? Yeah. 3? No. 2? No.
Because you're not doing anything, are you?
My mum and Dad don't even remember
So,
me then.
and it's weird.
I remember must have been about 2 sitting on a potty surrounded by Lego. I remember that very strong image I have of that.
No, I don't remember that.
No, you wouldn't remember that, were you? Would
you
No,
weren't
you
there,
weren't
were
there.
you? What do you mean? What, you don't remember Steve sitting on a potty surrounded by Lego?
No, I mean, I can't remember having a potty. I remember having one of them.
I'm not suggesting you have the
You
same
used to
memory.
go in a fucking litter tray. Now I know why, to eat a Tic Tac while you're having a shit.
But okay, so what is your very first memory?
The one that cropped up the other day was having my eyes sort of glued together by
gangsters.
Where's the fucking Tic Tacs?
No, I
We
was,
lost our old truck for you, yeah.
when I was on holiday and I slept near the window and the window was open and I used to wake up in the morning with my eyes shut. My mum and dad thought I was having a lovely lie-in. I just couldn't open my eyes.
But whoa, I don't understand. Why were they?
I'm gonna embarrass. What do you mean?
Why were they glued? Why were they? What do you mean they were glued?
Wait, but why didn't you say, Mum, Dad, I'm not asleep. My eyes are glued together.
It's just you get a build-up on the eyelashes.
Yeah.
And it all.
But when they came in and you could sense them looking
I didn't know
at
they
you-
were there.
But what do you mean? Why didn't you say so? So you lay there dead still?
Well, you should have sprinkled some Tic Tacs around the bed, and you'd have heard them crunching in as they came in.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean?
So that's
your
my
eyes
earliest memory.
wait. So your eyes are stuck together. You're lying there. You're still. You're awake, but you can't open your eyes, so you don't say anything.
Yeah.
What? Why? What?
What,
Every
so your-
day?
It happened
memory
a
of-
lot. It happened a lot.
But your memory was that this was scary to you because you thought you'd gone blind.
Probably, and it hasn't happened since, so it's something you remember happening, isn't it? It's like the kidney stone thing. That will always stay with me because it's like I was in agony.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying about trauma. It's quite frightening when you're a kid
No,
and you
you
can't
were
open your
saying.
eyes.
So we don't remember
You were
trauma.
saying you don't remember trauma.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
wasn't
Do you remember that
traumatic.
conversation we had a few minutes ago?
Maybe it's because I had time to lie there and think about it. Because I sort of wonder that if having vision does get in the way.
No, that's a good one.
Okay, go on, interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, go on.
Oh, just your eyes are, you know.
Go on. What are they?
They're the thing that makes you do the things you want to do, aren't they? Your eyes.
What do you
at the end
mean?
of the
What do
day.
you mean? Interesting. Go on.
Everything. You might want to. You might like drawing.
Right.
Your eyes.
That's an example, though, isn't it? Because then you might like music, and you don't need your eyes for that, do you?
Well,
you need
yeah,
your ears,
because you still got to find your way to the record shop to find the
Well,
record you want.
Because someone could put it for you, or you could.
What I mean is your
Stevie
eyes.
Wonder, we do.
Say rather
You
than.
like smells. You might be a perfume. You
Let me just think.
the nose, don't you? Wine tasting, just
I've just always thought blind people
go on.
are probably good listeners.
Right, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Which means that they'll be more brainy.
Possibly.
They won't waste their eyes on watching rubbish telly.
No.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
But bear in mind, you learn a lot, don't you?
Yeah,
Just from what you see, you
Swings
absorb a
and
lot of
roundabouts.
information from
Swings
what you
and
see.
roundabouts.
yeah, but blind people are going to say, right, I'm not going to be defeated here.
Right.
I'm going to make sure that I still feed my brain with stuff.
Right.
Whereas if you've got eyes, your eyes can sometimes say, well, don't listen to that intelligent thing there.
Yeah.
Watch some rubbish on the telly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because-
Your eyes are saying that, are they? Who are they talking to? Are they?
I'm just saying, if you've got eyes,
Yeah, they're talking to you.
you're more drawn to things
Drawn.
that keep
Do you-
you.
what are you drawn to, though?
Keep your eyes.
Go
Keep
on,
your
what are you
eyes
saying?
interested. It's like everything.
Right.
It picks your food for you.
Does it?
Yeah,
No,
it does. It
doesn't.
does. Of course, it does. That's why they advertise food in a way that look. Those adverts on the telly. Look at
So-
this. This isn't an ordinary pasta.
Yeah.
It's
So
yeah,
you'd eat a nice plastic apple, would you? It looked like an apple. Eat it.
presentation is 90% of what goes on now in this world. Whether it's clothes.
Is that a
That's
statistic that you
because
picked up from
you
somewhere?
know what the thing you like looks like, so you recognise it. You go, oh, I like that. You don't go, oh, I like the look of that. I ate it last time, and I like the look of it as I was eating it. You go, I know what that is. That's the thing that tasted good.
Not always.
No.
I think there's a lot of cakes out there, and I've been conned where my eyes have gone, that looks good. I'll go, can I have one of them? And I get it, and it's just like air with cream on it.
But
There's
that's
nothing,
You,
there's
Are
no
you
enjoyment.
furious with your eyes at that point?
but
Well,
you
it's a
just
bit annoying.
contradicted your own point.
No, I haven't. I've said, my eyes have said this is what you want,
Yeah.
and I've been disappointed with it.
So so your eyes shouldn't pick your food then, should they? Really?
They shouldn't.
No.
But they do.
Well, again, the next time you get the eyes go again. Remember
Well,
that?
yeah, I'll sort of go, hang on a minute. You remember last time? This is different.
You are the strangest man
It's
I
not
have
weird.
ever met.
There's nothing weird about
You
that.
are the strangest person
not.
I've ever met.
So are you
not.
mistrustful of your eyes? You
You
don't
are.
trust anything you see now, you query it,
Here's a clearer way of describing it.
Go on.
Holiday brochure.
right?
Your eyes, look at it. Look at this villa here. Look at that, it's got its own pool, close to all the amenities. Get there, my eyes, what have you picked? Because it's not as good.
Who's arguing now? Who's angry with your eyes?
Were your eyes angry then?
No, I was angry.
Okay, so your mouth and brain are angry with your eyes?
Because, one, my nose has kicked in. I'm next to the bins.
Right, okay.
You couldn't see that in the brochure. The eyes couldn't see that.
That's true.
The bottle banks again. They're close by. My ears are going, what's the racket?
Yeah.
My eyes are going, sorry.
What? Your eyes are saying sorry?
I'm just saying, you can't trust your eyes.
I don't
love
really care.
this.
I'm surprised they felt guilt.
I love the fact that his sense of human biology is based on the numbskulls.
I don't know why you must pick stuff based on what your eyes thought initially.
Well, it depends.
But Karl, they're not detached in this separate way. They're not different operatives, all with different agendas. It's all connected.
There should be.
If I look at a picture in a brochure or magazine, and I think, oh, that looks nice, my brain instantly says, be careful though, because that's a publicity tool in order to try and sell me this particular deal. Chances are it doesn't look exactly in real life like it does in the brochure. I'm instantly thinking that. I'm not going, hey, I'll book that. And then 2 weeks later I get there, I can't believe I'm fucking disappointed. Ears, what do you make of it? Well, I'm livid because I can hear some fucking racket.
All I'm saying is you don't see that many disappointed blind people.
You don't see that many disappointed blind people.
They're not let down that much. They're not let down.
Spurious. You've got no information for that, no evidence for that at all. You've just made that up.
You don't see many disappointed blind people. I've always been fascinated in biology in general, and I remember when I was about 13 or 14, I got this book, Man's Body, an Owner's Manual. I was fascinated by it.
It's like a sort of textbook, is it? About the human body?
It's great though, because it's got absolutely everything from, you know, life and death. And then I was worried that you could chart when you die from sort of things like, you know, where you were born, socioeconomic group, have you had fill-ins and all that sort of thing. I'd worry it, and you give yourself a point system. But it's a fascinating book. It's got everything. And of course, all the stuff about male sex organs, you know. I can't think of the number of men that went home and got a ruler after reading about averages.
Yeah.
There's a nice little chapter here.
What is the average?
You have to push really hard with the ruler until it's sort of like going right into your stomach, and then you can get it up to like 2 or 3 inches. Lovely chapter here on sexuality. I want to read one. This is under the homosexual activities. It goes into what they like. Anal sex. It explains what that is. It's anal sex. This is inserting the penis into the partner's anus. Normally with the aid of an artificial lubricant, so it gives you all the details there. Now, in addition to anal intercourse, many homosexuals have practiced fisting, inserting a hand or fist, or other objects into the anus as a form of sexual stimulation. Experience has shown, however, that this practice should be avoided, since it can cause gay bowel syndrome. No, I'd never heard of that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Gay bowel syndrome.
Gay bowel syndrome. Fissures, like lesions and stuff, and other damage to the walls of the rectum. So, you'd go to the doctor and go, oh, I've got a problem. He goes, well, you've got, gay bowel syndrome. Are you, gay? Yes, I am, yeah. Alright, well, have you been sticking another man's fist up your anus? Yeah, we like that. Okay, well, my advice to you is to stop that, because, it's causing damage. Oh, thank you, doctor. I'm not going to stop it, by the way. I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to carry on doing that, and then just keep coming back here with a sore arse, if that's all right, and you can just fix it, can you? Because in fact, I'm going to go home now and do it, even though you've told me that I probably shouldn't. I'm going to gay bowel syndrome, you say? Karl, what do you think about that? Sticking a fist up your arse?
Wasn't meant to be, was it? I mean, it's not, you know, it's going to do damage, isn't it? It's like, you've got to know when to stop putting stuff in a carrier bag. And it's the same as that, isn't it? Because it rips.
Yeah.
Someone told me this recently at a party. Fascinating fact. See what you think of it, Karl. He told me that apparently, if you've got time on your hands, you can put your fist inside someone else's arse, and then you can work your hand very slowly up through the person's body. It takes about 2 hours, apparently, and eventually, it's what he told me, you can touch that person's heart.
Right.
Right, and it's like the most intimate thing you could ever do with someone else.
That's bollocks.
That's what he said. That's what
Well,
a
how
bloke
could you
said.
touch their heart? One, the alimentary canal is about 30 foot long, so you'd have to either have 30, you have to be Mr. Tickle,
right? Or you'd have to be rolling up the alimentary canal as you go, like a stocking on a pole, right? And then when you get up there, how can you touch the heart? You'd have to rip through the esophagus, which would kill them. Okay, if the arm going all the way up their alimentary canal the wrong way didn't kill them.
I like the idea of someone saying that to a loved one. All right, love. Love, little surprise for you. The kids are at your mother's.
Yeah.
I've put the phones off the hook.
They're out for 2 hours.
They're maybe out for 4 because I'm going to need to get it back out again.
Yeah. Where's the Marge?
It's like, imagine the doorbell goes. You got to sign for a package.
Who told you that at a party? A psychopath.
I don't know. And then he was convinced it was true because he went online to try and even when we were at a party, he found a computer and he started typing in fist, heart stuff. And I said, you better delete that in case the person whose computer finds
fist,
that.
Heart.
Fist,
yeah.
heart.
Also, if the aim is to touch the heart, right, go via the mouth, it's shorter. Let's pop it down the mouth. Yeah. Karl, thoughts?
I mean, it's getting to know people. I mean, do you know how people say, oh, you shouldn't use the toilet with the door open and all that because it ruins
What, the
like,
mystique?
knowing too much and everything, but that, for me, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
But you know me, I mean, I've got nothing against gays and that, but they puzzle me to this day. There's still things that happen when I go, what is all that about?
Like what?
I went to, what's her name? Harley Street. I went for a checkup. And, like a medical. Posh, you know Harley Street, it's like it's the top doctors, isn't it? I've never been before.
Yeah.
All posh buildings and that. Went up to the counter. I said, here, see the doctor. They said, name, yeah. Give us 10 minutes, go and wait in the waiting room. Dead posh waiting room. Dead fancy. Big leather furniture and that.
Yep.
Loads of magazines. I mean, like a newsagent's. In the middle of the room on a table. Loads of them. So I'm looking through, and there's the top quality ones, your Esquire, GQ, Classy, Yacht Weekly, all that. Country Life. Boys.
Boys?
There's one there, yeah. Boys. What's that? Right, lifted up like the one on top of it. And it's like Boys with a Z. 2 fellas stood there. Looking, sort of Italian looking.
Yeah. Right.
Remember Brother Beyond? That sort of look.
Right.
Yeah.
Sort of greasy hair.
It's a cracking reference there.
Dungarees on.
No shirt though.
No shirt, just dungarees sort of unbuttoned, hanging down a little bit.
Sure.
So no one else is about. I'm never going to buy a magazine like that.
You're going to tell us you looked through a magazine?
I had a little look just because I thought, like I say, it's one
You're
chance.
always looking to learn, aren't you? You're always looking to learn.
Yeah.
Always open. There might have been something in there that I go, right, I get it now. I understand why they like doing that or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So she said I was going to, 10-minute wait. I can have a quick flick through. Picked it up, had a look. Still none the wiser.
Why?
Well, what did you see when you opened it up?
Just loads of. I mean, like I've said to you before about, I don't know why they like looking at knobs when they've got one of their own.
Right.
There's no surprises there. You're not going to go. Oh, right,
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
nice. Lots of that.
Yeah, they can't get to it, can they? They can't get to their own.
Who can't?
Well, if they want a little chew, a little nosh, they can't get to their own, can they? They'll break their back.
But they can't get to this, fellas, in the magazine. It's only a picture. They're just looking at it. They might as well look at their own. That's what I mean. Yeah, just have a look at it. They just stood there. They're not up to anything. They were just sort of stood there. Some had, like, car oil on the face. There was one sat on a... dunno, just like a mechanic type thing. Car oil on the face and, like, rubbed on the chest and that.
Sure.
Not about.
Yeah.
There was someone sat on, like one of them square things of hay.
Oh, yeah.
Sat there, like, sort of sat on it, straddling it.
Yeah. That must have been uncomfortable.
Again, knob out.
Yeah, just looking like it's normal.
That's
Sort of
crazy.
like
No
that.
farmer walks around like that.
What was the other one? There was, motorbike. They always like them.
Yeah.
And I'm going through and then, like, the content is all puns.
Right.
It's all, it's a couple of weeks ago. I should have wrote some down. Everything was to do with knob.
Right.
That's the only bit they're interested in the male body.
Look at this bloke
It's
straddling
not-
this huge throbbing thing. The bike's not bad either.
Yeah, all that. Loads of them. It was just cock. Just 100%. Like, let's just talk about the knob.
That's a good name for a gay magazine.
100% cock.
100% cock.
Did it not at any moment sort of maybe slightly unnerve you that the doctor might come in and see you reading boys?
No, because I
Or
wasn't.
what about if I walked through? Because I remember once when you were in hospital about to have a tube going down your knob and you were sitting in your pants with stockings on and I walked through and you were horrified. So what if I'd have walked in then and went,
Yeah,
Karl, what are you
I
doing?
would have just said, look at this. Look at this, it's free.
And I said, why did you bring that with you?
No, I would have just said, look, does it look like I brought it with me? Look
Yeah,
at this.
yes, it does.
Well,
Because
what-
I've never,
what? So you
because
look
I
at-
would never see, you would never see a gay magazine in a doctor's waiting room. So I think you bought that and pretended that it was
That's
there.
the thing. I was amazed by that because there was no like, you know, there was no Mayfair or anything. They just catered for like if you wanted a bit of. It was really. I mean, really, I could have complained. So if you're gonna have this, where's a bit of the other?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a bit of this, where's a bit of the other?
I know one of the things that they had, and I thought they're really struggling with like ideas. They had a Sukoko.
As in Sudoku.
Yeah.
Sukoko.
Surely Sadico is better.
No, because it was like Sukoko.
Yeah, but it's Dick as well.
Sukdeko.
Yeah.
What, and it was still a Sudoku style puzzle, but it just had that name.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
So
everything.
It was just Sudoku, but called Coco. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Now,
That-
if I was gay, do you know, like
Let's
you
have
say,
a game of Lubo. Let's have a game of Knobopoly.
Noberation.
Knoberation! Let's have a game of chess. Cock. Let's have a game of fuckaroo.
Well, that works for either sex.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how we spend our
Okay then,
Christmases.
fuck a poo.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Human intimacy is a very strange thing, because kissing is a bizarre thing, isn't it, really? I mean, I don't know what the evolutionary origin of kissing is. You know what I mean? It's quite a sort of strange...
it's like anything,
It's
though,
a
isn't it?
strange thing.
It's because if you start reading about all the weird stuff that goes on, like people who have it away with dead bodies and that, it's because you've planted the seed in your head, and you start going, oh, I'll give that a go. Like food, you either want an olive or you don't. Some people will go, I'll try it. Some will go, they're not for me.
Do you want an olive? No, but you can shove your hand up my arse so far to touch me up. You haven't got any olives. I have got some olives, but if you are fed up with olives, I've got an arse here going begging, and 30 foot along the elevator now is a little heart I'd like you to
Yeah,
touch.
but the thing is, if you give that a go and you enjoy it, then you want to do it again.
Right,
And you've
do
created
not
stuff.
try and do that. Do not try and stick your hand so far up someone's arse you can touch their heart. There is no point to it. It is a myth that it could happen. You will end up murdering
It's a
someone.
sorry state of affairs where you've got to put that message out there.
yeah. But that's it, isn't it? That's the other thing, isn't it? That you don't hear of animal fetishes and animal phobias. You know, you don't get a lion who's a little bit nervous of antelope. I don't like antelope meat. And yet you have people here who are all those weird things of people who can only have sex with a pavement. Which is a good thing to, you'll never be lonely unless someone suddenly drops you on a desert island and you go, I'll never see a pavement again. What do you think of that? Those people that just think,
Well, they're just idiots, aren't they?
There are some weird...
You know, you've got some clever ones, you've got a lot of divs. There's more divs on the world than better ones.
Wow, that's a brave sentence to say.
Yeah, he's right though. He's right. As gobbledygook as that was, he's absolutely right.
Oh,
I
you
think
don't
I think Karl isn't a div. I think he's a better one, but doesn't know it. I think it's strange because I think that he's got all the other evolution of the human being, but he doesn't know which side his bread's buttered. He doesn't realise he's cleverer than he is. The number of times I find a theory that he said in gobbledygook, but it's true. I think that I think he's been dealt a bad hand in the brain department. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thoughts, Karl?
Well, your brain's in two bits, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I wonder if one half is really good, the other half's messing it up.
Yeah,
That's how I
could be
feel
the case. That
sometimes.
could be the case.
Yeah, well, it is split into two. Yeah, and they are responsible for different things.
Yeah.
It's like these sort of families where there's a kind of really bright kid and then a sort of wayward child who just gets into drugs and stuff. Sort of like that up there
Yeah.
in your head.
Because you have quite sort of out there nebulous thoughts, and you've got a lot of common sense, haven't you?
And just having that other sense of like, this is dodgy.
What spider sense?
Just that sense where you just go, I don't know why, but something's telling me we shouldn't be here. And you go, alright, let's go. And you move from it, and you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You don't know what's decided that. You know, it's like when you're lost. A part of my brain's got me lost, but then there's another bit that I don't know what it is, where they go left. And you do, and then you go,
So
remember that time when you called me, I said I don't know where I am, and I couldn't concentrate.
think of that. I called him. I went, Carl, what are you doing? He went, I don't know where I am.
What do you mean you didn't know where you were? What, you...
I got lost. I
What,
went
in London
wandering.
you got lost?
Yeah. And I went wandering, and then, you know, I
It's
was
when
like,
he first moved into his new place. He was walking back from his old place to his new place, and he didn't know where he was. He
How
tried
can
to
you
take a
ever
short.
really get lost in London though? I'm just as a cabbie.
well, yeah, I don't want to do that because I feel bad pulling one over and then saying, where am I?
Yeah, they don't appreciate that, do they?
But I found my way back, didn't I?
Yeah.
But you told me
20
one
minutes.
time that you much prefer getting lost. You love wandering around and getting lost. You
Yeah,
said
go-
that's much better.
go down
It
the
was a cold
cul-de-sac.
day. It was a cold day. I just wanted to be at home. I had things to do. There's a time and place to be lost.
Well, go on.
Well, a place
What's
you
the
don't
place?
know.
What's
and
the place to be lost?
Somewhere you don't know.
Right, good. Okay,
And the
specific.
time?
The
Time when you're not in a rush.
Right.
But that time I was in a rush. And I was
And-
cold.
So a typical argument in your head is what? I'm lost. I'll do one side of the brain, you do the other side of the brain, okay, in your head, okay? Carl,
What?
this isn't where we should be. You want to go home, didn't you? This isn't your house. 'Cause it's a field. You live in a house, don't you? Why are we standing in a field? This isn't your house. You were meant to go home, but you've walked into a field.
No, but that wouldn't. I've never been that lost. When I'm walking across a field, at the edge of the field, I'd go, hang on a minute, this isn't right. I wouldn't get in the middle. I wouldn't go that far. I'd go, right, I definitely shouldn't be here.
You did once. You were in the middle of a field, and your dad had to rescue you
Yeah,
and carry
that's
you
when I
through
was
the
a kid because I was reading as I was walking. That's,
And he never read again.
but there's another sense. I was in the middle of nettles there.
Yeah.
I'd walked. It was at my brother's wedding in Cornwall, and I was walking near a cliff edge.
Reading a book.
And okay, so okay. Carl, I know you're enjoying this book. Can I have a word with you? Just look past the book a minute. It's a big drop.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened, and then
Right.
that's when my other senses went, hang on a minute, I'm being stung. Load of nettles and stuff. And I just had to wait there for ages until my dad sort of thought, where's Karl? I was there for about an hour and a half.
You showed a book.
Fuck me like a cartoon.
But why are you wandering off reading a book when it's your brother's wedding?
No, this was like, we were in, I think it was it's St Ives in Cornwall.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in St Ives. And, just, you know, it was a nice day and that. There was no telly in the place. It was a horrible house. It was haunted, actually. No, honestly.
No, not honestly. It wasn't haunted. There's no such thing as ghosts. So you saying honestly it was haunted means fuck all.
It's the weirdest place and weirdest sensation I've ever had. I spoke to a woman called Mrs. Battersby,
Right.
who sat on my bed keeping me up all night. My mum came up, she said, you look shattered. I said, yeah, I haven't had a kip all night. She said, why? I said, I've been talking to Mrs. Battersby. She said, who's that? I said, I don't know, some old woman. Now, I can't remember it now, but that's what I did then. And then,
Sorry. So Mrs. Battersby didn't exist. Is that what you're saying? She was the ghost.
yeah.
Wasn't the landlady.
No, there's no landlady. It's a big house,
Right.
about 12 bedrooms in it.
Right.
Dead cheap to stay there because it was a wreck. My
Were
mum
you
and dad
ill?
went
Were
out
you
one
ill?
night.
Did you have flu at the
No,
time?
I had nothing like that. I just...
So you were sitting up, but you were awake, and you were having a conversation with Mrs. Battersby.
What did she look like?
I can't remember. I can't even remember having the chat now.
Right,
But
so-
at the time, I was like, oh, she just doesn't shut up. Chatting all night.
So you don't remember this happening? Or you do remember it happening?
No, I remember that, like, if I see my mum now and I mention St Ives, she'll go, "Oh yeah, Mrs Battersby." She remembers coming in because she was older than me, wasn't she? So to her, my mum.
Was she?
Yeah.
How old was Mrs Battersby? She was older than both of you.
She was old because I'm calling her Mrs Battersby. If she was my age, I'd probably say, "Oh, it's Susan" or whatever.
Right, sure.
You
Miss
call older
Miss
people
Battersby.
by the surname, don't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, so she kept me
How
up
old
all
were you?
night. Don't know. I'm thinking of pictures at the wedding.
Why do you have to go through other things to just have a memory?
How old do you reckon you were?
I don't understand why you haven't got direct access to your memories.
How old do you reckon you were?
Your mum was older, though, yeah?
You must have a vague idea of when this
I'm
event
thinking about
was.
it now. I'm thinking. I'm
Okay.
picturing the picture of myself at this wedding.
Okay.
And how old are you? What are you doing?
How tall were
I'd say
you?
I look about.
How were you?
I'd say I look about 7 or 8. Looking at the picture.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So Mrs Battersby is chatting away to you. You don't remember what she said, but you do remember having the conversation.
No, he doesn't remember it
I
at
don't
all.
remember the chat now.
Well then
So-
why are you telling us?
It's
You
not
must
your
remember it
memory.
because you're telling us about
It's not
it.
your
Because it's a
memory.
memory. My mum's reminded me of it.
Yeah, but all it says is, this is so far removed. This is hearsay that your mum said you spoke to a ghost once, and you don't even remember the ghost.
Mrs Battersby.
No,
Yeah,
you
no, but
remember
you
the
don't
name
remember
only because
her.
your mum reminded you of
In a
it.
court of law, if there was a ghost court, they go hearsay, thrown out of court.
Right.
You
yeah.
don't have a memory of Mrs
No,
Battersby.
look, I know that when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I ate a beetle. I ate a beetle because I thought it was licorice. Now, I can't remember that now.
You can't remember that, but you know it happened because your mother told you it happened.
Exactly.
Right. But the fundamental thing is that we can believe we can believe you ate a beetle, right? Because that is something that could happen in real life.
But-
what we're questioning is that you spoke to a ghost.
I thought it was licorice. What sort of beetle was it?
Just one of them standard beetles, just the black shiny one.
Thing is, right, a couple of years ago, we were in the Ivy, and the food came, and there's a big blob of wasabi, right? It was like called an Oriental hors d'oeuvre, right? And I looked over at Karl, and he started going, drinking water. I said, "What have you done?" He said, I said, "That was a blob of wasabi." He said, "I thought it was one mushy pea."
That's a classy restaurant where they're serving one mushy pea.
Well, they do that, don't they?
Wow.
Small portions. It's all trendy, isn't it?
I love the fact that it's exactly the same thing. They've swapped beetle for wasabi and licorice for pea. You see things, you see something, you
It's a
think...
good job you remembered that anecdote, though, because he doesn't.
Exactly, yeah. In years to come, we'll be going... Ate some wasabi once. Did you?
Yeah.
Well, according to Ricky, I did, yeah. I was in the Ivy. I thought it were mushy pea.
So hang on, I just want to go back to Mrs. Battersby because
What
you
other-
confidently said it was haunted. It was the most haunted place.
Yeah.
But you've got no real evidence for it because even you claim you had this encounter, you don't even remember it.
But you don't remember everything in life,
But you
do you?
supposedly had a conversation with a ghost.
I know, but I didn't know. When I was younger, I
But you
didn't think
remember
that
the
was a
specifics
ghost.
of an ant walking around.
Yeah, so you thought, so I see. If you'd have had the memory, it would just be a nice old lady on the end of your bed all night.
Right.
And then...
Then, when I mentioned it, my mum was saying, "What do you mean, Mrs. Battersby? Who's Mrs. Battersby?"
Right.
When you're a kid, you're not terrified, are you?
No.
Nothing scares
I mean,
you.
I'm beginning to think who the fuck is Mrs. Battersby, I must admit. But
So, yeah, that was, but it was a weird place. I mean, there was no telly. All they had for sort of company was a calculator.
Carl, you're the strangest little
That's
man that's ever
extraordinary.
lived. Company had to company.
No.
There goes Carl with his friend. What's his friend? Oh, it's a little...
It's a Sanyo 4197G.
I love that. That's amazing.
Oh, calculator, do that boobs thing again.
My mum and dad used to go out. I stayed in there.
Just shots of him with his calculator on the beach. It's sunlit. Maybe beautiful and the
4
air.
plus 16, what will it be?
My only friend was a calculator. Oh, God. Just imagine shots of him in Vietnam just carrying Tommy.
When the battery's tied, they had to have a funeral for him.
His barrels roll over the floor. Oh, fucking hell. The only company was a calculator. Before I used to knock around with a brick. Oh, fuck me. Karl, the human body is one of the things that you're actually genuinely fascinated in. This is one of the things that you admit is quite amazing. And I think we all agree with that. Here's some quite incredible stats and facts about the human body. What do you think of this? 50,000 of the cells in your body will die and be replaced with new cells, all while you're listening to this sentence.
Go on.
Well, that's it.
What's the sentence?
That was the sentence.
What was the sentence again?
Well, it doesn't matter. The sentence doesn't matter. 50,000 just dying and being replaced in that time.
But what are they doing?
Different cells do different things. Some are taste buds. Some carry hemoglobin and oxygen to other cells.
Yeah.
Some are skin. Some are liver.
I've heard about skin. I've heard about skin, sort of.
What? What you heard? A rumour about skin. You heard about skin? What?
It's just it
keeps
just,
all your stuff from falling on the fucking floor.
Well, it's the thing that makes you what you are as well, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
More than anything.
Why?
Well, without the skin, you're just a skeleton. You look all the same.
No, you're not just a skeleton. No.
Other than your lungs and your heart and your kidneys and stuff. What I'm saying is, I went to
all the flesh on top and all the blood vessels. And
I
all
went to that bodies exhibition.
Yeah.
No, you're right. This is it. He knows all about the human body and science because he went to the bodies exhibition.
Do you know with the German fella cuts bodies up?
Yes.
Now, he had a load of people on show. Could have all been the same family. Because everyone, without the skin on their head, looks the same. Other than height,
Yeah.
everybody looks exactly the same.
And that's why racism is so stupid.
Well, it's a good point. Good point, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's saying that, though, I did think most of them were Chinese.
What made you draw that conclusion?
It's just the eyes.
He didn't have any eyelids!
Honestly, if you've seen it, it looks, there's something that, and they're a bit mad, aren't they? They do all that endurance stuff, and I thought, this is the ultimate way to go, isn't it?
I think that's Japanese, yeah. Just completely, completely different race, culture, country, nation.
Right,
Peoples.
Well, the Japanese, then, I reckon they've donated their body to it.
You started off saying you cannot tell anything about where they come from because they haven't got any skin.
It was just the eyes.
It didn't occur to you, or I mean, was there not any information saying where the bodies were sourced from?
They don't tell you, they just tell you that if you want to be part of an exhibition later in your life, put your name down.
And what did you learn about the body from this exhibition?
Well, I told you. You know, we all look similar. At the end of the day, your skin is what makes people
look different.
Yeah, that's the bit that makes you look like you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the bit that you can tell how old somebody is.
Yeah, that's what you recognise. You don't recognise someone's skeleton and their brain.
Unless it's the Elephant Man. But then again, with the skin on, I couldn't tell you how old he was. There's something about his head and everything that he's ageless. He could buy a packet of fags and be underage. He could get on a bus and say he's an OAP. I have not got a clue how old the Elephant Man was. There's no distinguishing things for his age, is there? But with most people, it's the skin that does it. Strip all that away, and they were all stood upright as well. They weren't sort of unched.
Right.
Unched.
They'd been straightened up.
Not unched then. Is that the German bloke? Unched.
But what did I learn? That's what you're asking me.
Yeah,
Well, could I answer that?
Sure.
Fuck all, probably.
Oh, there we are. The skin, of course, you are right in saying, is an extraordinary thing. I mean, it is almost unlike any man-made item. It's one of the most waterproof things, obviously, one of the most durable, one of the most, one of the strongest and yet stretchiest. I mean, it is a remarkable achievement.
Yeah.
1 square inch of skin, right, has 4 yards of nerve fibres.
In what? In 1 inch?
In 1 inch, square inch of skin. It's got 1,300 nerve cells and 100 sweat glands in a square inch of skin, and 3 million cells, right? And 3 yards of blood vessels. Those tiny little things, and they make up 3 yards worth.
But I understand you need the blood bit, but the nerves, I'd shorten the nerves.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't have as many nerves. I think if I could change it...
Well, it depends, because there are different amounts per square inch. You've got less on the back of your hand than on the finger tips, obviously, and I think the most nerve endings are near your spine. Tip of the penis. Well, that's probably going to be quite sensitive.
Unnecessary, isn't it?
In that
Unnecessary?
It is, really.
Why is it unnecessary?
Because I'd say what you want... I think you need them in your fingers because you're picking up hot stuff.
Sure.
I've never put my knob somewhere that I thought I didn't feel that.
There's a quote. There's a quote.
If you're sticking it somewhere bad, well, you shouldn't be, so it's your own fault, isn't it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't think it's just for your penis to be able to identify hot stuff.
No.
I think it's for other reasons why it's super sensitive.
It's not. Is that hob hot enough for your soup?
Well, hang on, let me just check
Well, no,
here.
I've got a thermometer here. We don't need a thermometer. Well, no. The thermometer's not accurate. Well, it is. It's a mercury thermometer. Well, you need some. I don't want a reading. I want a feeling.
No, you don't need it in that bit.
Well, the penis is sensitive, I assume.
Because of the sexual stimulation?
Yes, because you need to...
You don't need the nerves for that.
Well, you do, yeah, because you need... Well, something needs to stimulate it for it to know, to send a thing to your brain, and you go, alright, we're mating here, we need to get half our genetic material to that egg. I lost him, didn't I?
Yeah.
When did I lose him, though?
When you tried to explain how babies are born.
Karl, every human being spent about half an hour as a single cell.
He seemed quite lost to me. I've heard about that.
What do you mean, you've heard about that?
I remember reading it. I read it. I think I went to the Science Museum. And it was on the wall. And I just thought, oh, I would have hated that.
What, being a single cell?
For half an hour.
But then, when was there ever a chance of a single cell knowing anything?
Yeah, if you look at it like that, it's not a problem, yeah.
It never was a problem.
But the detail about
why are they telling us then?
Oh, for God's sake!
This is a guide to. We're trying to educate. I mean, this is for people to, it's just an interesting discussion, isn't it? So we are going to come up with some facts. There are going to be some things that we don't know the answer to. There's going to be many things you don't know the answer to. Sometimes you're right. Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes we learn something. Sometimes we don't. It's just adding to the debate, really. I just thought it was quite an interesting
fact. What do you think when you read that? What goes on in your head?
I think it's incredible that that's how it starts.
That you
one
go
cell,
from there
that then it divides and divides again.
A cognizant being.
Yeah. That every cell knows what it's got to do. It's remarkable. It's remarkable. DNA. Stunning.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not more weird stuff knocking around. I've always said that.
But what's weird?
Just something that doesn't look like the rest of us.
Nothing looks like the rest of us. There's nothing. What's weirder than
people-wise? I mean, how many people are in the world? 6 billion.
6 billion.
6 billion people. Yeah, you don't walk down the street, and I'd expect every fifth person to be like, "What is that? Look at his head. He's got 3 legs.
Why?
Why's the arm on the back of his head? Why isn't there more defects in it?"
Well, there has been.
Not that many. Do you know, like that Total Recall?
Yeah.
Like that. Where everyone's a little bit weirder. I mean, there's only so much you can do. I mean, even in that film, there was a woman with 3 tits. I'm not talking about having like a shoe for a head. I'm just talking about the weirdness.
He's amazing, isn't he?
I just mean,
You'd like to see more 3-titted women, is what you're saying.
Oh, one.
We'd all like to see
it doesn't matter, mix it up. At least then it's a bit more of a surprise what you're going to get.
One giant boob.
And it's a shame because it does make the world more interesting.
But what's more interesting than the world? Than the
you're
natural
endlessly
diversity?
bored. You're endlessly bored by the world as it is. We're amazed. We sit here amazed by these facts. By thinking about the cosmos. You're endlessly bored by it. Always looking for something new and weird and alien.
Do you know they've estimated that there might be about 5 million species of animal, right? But they think there might be another 20 million all insects. So they've stuck it at about 1, but they wouldn't be surprised if there's another 20 million species of insect.
I wouldn't.
Right, okay.
Well, thanks very much.
No, because you start off with the big stuff, don't you? If someone comes along, I mean, I'm still surprised when they say things like, "We found a new duck," and I think, well, that's not hard to find. If you're talking about bacteria, I'd go, "Well done. Where did you find it?"
No, that's the other way round. A new elephant? Wow, really?
No.
Where was that hiding?
No, I'd be annoyed that someone's not found it. If it's not my job to find new stuff.
Right.
So it's not my problem.
Right.
But if someone's on the payroll,
right,
and they're out there trying to find new species, and they go, "We found a new llama," I'd go, "Well, where's it? Why have you missed this?"
Right.
Annoyed.
Yeah.
Not, wow, there's a new llama.
No, but it's harder to find Attenborough. he's been out doing his job for years, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He was excited that he found a small frog. He found a frog, he stuck it on his finger. He said, I've been looking for that for ages. And you could see
Did he check under the microwave, down the back of the couch?
he was delighted.
Yes.
He was chuffed. I was chuffed for him. He'd been looking for it for ages.
Right.
Now, the thing is, respect due to him there. His eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
Right.
He found a small
He's
frog.
been looking for it. He kept looking. I'd have given up if I was him. But he kept looking. He found it. There it was, a little frog on the end of his finger.
Right.
It wasn't on his finger all along, was it?
I've got more respect for him finding that, something so small, than someone else whose job it is to also be rooting round for new stuff, coming round the corner with an elephant, saying, look what I've got. I've been looking for this.
Yeah, but that's not
They
what
haven't been
happened.
looking hard enough.
Then no one's looking for an elephant and has failed to find it.
They don't
You're
know what they're looking
annoyed
for.
with these people who are on the payroll looking for elephants
By
and failed to find
definition,
them.
they're not looking for new species because they don't know they exist. It's a surprise. No one goes out and goes, what are you looking for today? I don't know, say a letter. D? Duck then. Let's look for a new duck. Where are you going to look? Pond. Alright.
I know, but sometimes it's the slightest thing. I mean, we've done
Yes,
a lot
it
on
is.
insects.
Yes, it is,
But they
yeah.
go, I found a spider with like an orange leg, or a fish that swims upside down. It's like, put it the right way up. I mean, it's not worth noting. I'd say it's got to be a dramatic difference.
Right. Right,
You're such a bag of contradictions. You'd be annoyed with someone who found a new elephant. You'd think that was a sizable discovery, but no, that would piss you off because they should have found it before. They find a fish that's swimming around upside down, put it out the right way.
How different does the elephant need to be? It comes around the corner, you go, that's just like another elephant. How does it have to be different? Right? What to you has to be different?
To the point that I don't know it's an elephant. That I go, like our hippos related
What
to
would
a
it look
whale.
like then?
One prediction for the.
Well, we're all related. We're all related.
No, we're not. We're not. Though,
Yes,
are
we
That's
are,
a
yeah.
daft thing to say that.
No, we are all
we're not
related.
all
It's just a
related.
matter of degrees.
Um,
You understand what it means to be related to your brother, don't you?
yeah.
So you understand what it means to be related to your cousin.
A female or a
Yeah,
male,
it starts getting a little bit.
Really? Already at cousin?
Yeah,
Already
there's,
at cousin?
there's cousins I don't talk to. I haven't seen cousins.
Right, well, so let's forget chimp then.
My dad said over Christmas that who do you think you are was on. He said, oh, why don't you do that? I said, because it's looking up dead people. There's cousins who I don't even talk to.
Yeah. True.
I've no idea.
It
who
annoys
these-
me when they cry about their great-great-grandmother.
They didn't even know.
They were like, yeah.
Don't even know them. Don't even know them. And all it's going to do is dig up problems, innit? You're going to find someone out who did something wrong and you're going to get the blame for it. I don't want to know. If my cousin was Einstein, very nice.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's
If
going to
your
add
cousin
extra
was
pressure.
Einstein, then you really are an underachiever.
No, but do you know what? If he was, I'd know about it.
I don't reckon you would know about it.
I reckon
I don't
I would.
reckon your family would be that impressed with Einstein.
They
He
would
was
have
a-
stayed in touch.
He
would
was
they?
always the weird one with the scruffy hair and his tongue out.
Yeah.
No, I reckon the stuff we know is enough now, and all we tend to do is find problems.
All the mysteries still in the world. The mind-body problem.
What a prick.
How to save the world.
Yeah, but we know, are we? We know it's dying. We don't know how to fix it.
Not yet, we don't.
Turn your lights off.
But then we
You
didn't.
turn yours off. Just get sick of it. Leaflets through the door all the time. Turn your eating off. Turn the lights off. Living like a mole.
I love his little internal dialogues out loud. They're fantastic. The little discussions he has with himself. Oh, I can't wait till he's old. That's going to be amazing. Us three, when we're about 75, 80, he's fucking moaning. Oh, we're in a little home together. It's just fucking... Fucking hell! Oh, Carl! Do you remember when you were 73? No, do I fuck?
Tell us the Tic Tac anecdote again.
Oh, what a fucking useless bunch of cunts! Well, that's about it for the Ricky Gervais Guide to the Human Body. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learnt something. I know Karl didn't. Next one, the final one in this series, is the Ricky Gervais Guide to the Earth. Karl, are we going to do any more guides, or...?
I think we've covered the main stuff you need to know.
Yeah? It was good doing the guides, though.
I like them.
I like the attempt of, learning.
I remember our early ambition was to actually be educational as well as hopefully entertaining, and I feel perhaps at times we've perhaps slightly shortchanged listeners in terms of what they're learning.
Well, they're not learning anything because also, even as, compared to Karl, we are educated, but we're guessing a lot of the stuff, and he flummoxes us, sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun trying to be pompous and professorial enough just to fight Karl's ignorance.
I think we've learnt more new words from Karl than we've learned anything else.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of the made-up words, perhaps more than ever before. And also some of the most abstract conversations I think we've ever had. I mean, Karl's, as he gets older, becomes more and more arrogant and confident.
He said a new one to me the other day. There was a problem downloading one of the guides on iTunes, and he said they've added to the fuckerage. Which is good.
Yeah.
So, till the next time, it's goodbye from me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant,
Goodbye.
and Karl Pilkington.
Right.
Testing.
This is almost the environment more than
It is
the
really,
Earth,
isn't it? Yeah.
Have we already publicised it as the Earth?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, but that's fine. The Earth.
Why is it called the Earth?
Well, no, we talked about what? It's a. What do you mean? Why is it called the Earth?
You mean, why is the Earth called the Earth?
It's
Why is
just
Mars
something
called
I never
Mars?
say. I never say Earth. I always say world.
Well, it depends. It's not called the world, is it? Because a world is it's relative. Mars is a world. It's the world because it's our world, but there are many worlds, aren't there? You could say the world of something. You couldn't say the Earth of something. The Earth is the name of the planet.
But when do we need that?
What?
When do we need to say the Earth?
When we're referring to the Earth.
When does that ever happen?
Well, for instance,
What do you
right
mean?
now, when we're talking about the Earth, being that this is the name of
If
this...
I was in a-
to distinguish it from other planets.
If I was in, I know, but when's that ever going to be a problem for me?
What? Well, it's not all about you!
If I was in a rocket,
Yeah, right, here we go.
I'm sat at the front. I'm looking,
He's got a good seat, yeah.
The pilot goes, Karl, come up here, mate.
and I look in the mirror, and I see
Mirror. Mirror in the rocket. Mirror, check, reverse, indicate. Brilliant.
and I see the world. I'd say, look, oh, don't the world look magnificent?
You go, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I'd say it. I wouldn't say Earth. I wouldn't dream of using the word Earth.
but then you're in a. You could say, well, this is our world now for next year. This is our world. This spaceship.
Say no, not really. I'll
is,
always be
mate.
looking back over there. I'm looking at there's our world. There's England. There.
Not anymore, mate. We're moving to Mars. We're going to start a whole new world. Oh, which world are you talking about, Karl? Let's call it the Earth and Mars, like we always have, you dopey cunt. That's the name of this planet
But
we're on.
that's what I'm saying, though. It's not our problem. We're never going to leave it. So it's our world. So leave it as world. It's a bit of information. You don't write so-and-so road, London, England, Earth. You don't need it.
What other words are you annoyed by? Other words are out there you're thinking, oh, why is that there? Because we do not need it.
It's one of them where I come across something. You're not always in my head. It's just... I think of something that I've seen recently. That's a word.
I'll say some words, Karl. You tell me whether you like them or not. Okay? Yeah? Root.
What sort of route are we talking about?
Good question. What about, a pre-planned journey?
No,
As in-
I don't need it. You just go, which way are you going? I thought you meant beetroot. That's
root
alright.
vegetable.
What, you don't mind beetroot?
Depends what I'm having.
He doesn't mean the food, he means you don't mind the word existing. This is because you have such a limited vocabulary that it annoys you and intimidates you that people are using words, correct words, the correct English language.
Are you happy with chair? Should we keep chair?
It works. It's fine.
Are you happy with the chair you sit on, or the chair who's in charge of, like, a forum or a meeting? What would we call a bloke who's in charge of a meeting?
Chief.
Chief? Okay, what about, bloke who's in charge, of a group
Native
of
Americans.
Native Americans?
I don't know any. Again, not going to affect my life.
No, but what would you call him? He's a bloke who's in charge of all the Indian, all the...
Seriously, not a problem
Yes,
to
but
me.
it's a problem for someone, so
Yeah,
you've got to have a word
who's
for
Head
it.
chief.
Head chief.
Oh, so he's, that means he's the bloke in charge of people who are in charge of meetings.
That's
No,
confusing.
you've got-
I'm confused. I don't know who
Yeah,
you're
I'm
talking about,
confused,
mate.
actually. I'm confused here.
I mean, some words I know you're not happy with. Are there certain numbers you're not keen on? What about number 7? Would you get rid of that?
I've heard about that tribe where it is just like they have 3. You say that's all they need in their life. 1, 2, 3.
Really?
Yeah, give us 3 of them. And then actually gives another 2 with them 3. It's all like just easy.
I love the fact that they're still saying they're talking like that.
Still down the market.
Yeah. We should have a word for this 3 and this 2. Nah, fuck it. I very rarely want 3 then 2. Keep it 3 then 2. How many do you need now? Just 1 and another one. Or say 2. Oh yeah, I could say 2, yeah. Do you want one more? If I wanted 3, I'd say 3. Do you want one more? Yeah, go on, give us 3 and 1.
As the writer and pioneering ecologist Rachel Carson once wrote, "Those who dwell among the beauties and mysteries of the earth are never alone or weary of life. Earth, third rock from the sun, and the only known planet in the universe to accommodate life, was formed about 5 billion years ago. Extensively covered by saltwater oceans, it supports a myriad of organisms, the most evolved of which is man. Yet how we humans interact with our world could be sowing the seeds of our own destruction. With environmental concerns still high on the political agenda, what is the future of life on Earth? How are we coping with the threat of global warming? And is our newfound ecological concern too little too late?" To discuss the past, present and future of the Earth, I'm joined by Stephen Merchant, award-winning writer and graduate of the University of Warwick. Hello. And Karl Pilkington. Oh, look at his round-headed cat!
Alright.
I've been hit by global warming recently, Rick, a couple of times actually. Go on. I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh, you know, because of the snow and the rain, and that's obviously to do with global warming, but it probably is. I was flying out to the States, you know, just hopping over stateside.
Yeah.
And on the old plane, it was one of those bleak, kind of snowy days recently. And they got us all on the plane. We sat on the runway for 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours while they de-iced the plane. Now, it's good that they de-iced it, but I don't want to be told that the plane needs de-icing. I didn't know planes could get iced in a way that they needed to be de-iced. Sometimes, Rick, if it's a chilly morning, right, got the old car, what I'll do is I'll pop the engine on, okay, let it warm up, pop inside, have another cup of tea, come back out, it's lovely and warm and toasty in there. That's what I'd like to have seen them do with the old plane.
Yeah. The pilot goes, "Don't you get on yet, let me work around the block." Yeah, exactly, yeah. But also, when it's up at 30,000 feet, it's like minus 50, 60 degrees.
This must get iced up anyway. So there's not some guy on the wing scraping with one of those little plastic things. You don't see him if you've got a window seat.
We got to put in here. We got to put in here for a while. It's iced up.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, but also, I didn't see anyone de-icing, so I don't know how they do it. It's not presumably with, you know, like I sometimes use a CD case if I haven't got one of those scrapers.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I don't know if there was people with, you know, probably with a vinyl record scraping away, but, yeah, 4.5 hours to de-ice it. Bunch of people on there whinging and phoning and calling and making me annoyed anyway. Get to, Los Angeles, City of Angels. Famously, you know, glorious weather all year round, that's why people move there. Pissed down with rain the entire time I was there.
I know, you hit the storm. I think I moved out of LA and went to New York the day before it turned horrible, didn't I?
The problem was, I hired a car, right, and I was going to get a relatively cheap, car. They persuaded me to upgrade to a Mercedes convertible. I thought, yeah, I'll look good driving around LA, you know, and that. Couldn't use the top down, obviously. Every day I'd get in this car, every day it would be pouring with rain. I could hear it splattering on the fabric roof, thinking I just paid the odds for this. And you know, every time there'd be a break in this cloud, I would instantly stop and lower this thing and drive around sub-zero temperatures just to have the top down.
I would like to have
even though it's
seen
still cloudy and grim.
Like, you know, at 85 degrees, just whizzing down the freeway at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But your glasses would fly off.
They would. This is the problem. That's what I've never really thought. Plus, I lost my sunglasses, so I have to wear a hat in order to keep the sun out of my eyes. And all I had, I thought I need to take it out with me. All I had was a kind of what I like to think is a rather fashionable Justin Timberlake style trilby.
Oh, it's not that hat that makes you look like one of Bill and Ben.
See, I think it makes me look like a like Tom Waits or a sort of 1960s news reporter.
Oh right,
but
I thought Bill and Ben. I thought Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Men.
Problem with it is when I bought it, again I was suckered into it. A bloke sold it to me, told me he was a street vendor, and he told me I looked amazing in it. I'll be honest. I honestly gave him the cash straight away.
Did you have a game of Find the Lady with him as well?
I'm beginning to wonder if that was part of his sales patter, and he wasn't just a lovely fellow who's trying to help me out. But yeah, it's not quite big enough, so instead of sort of pulling in tight down by the ears, it sort of sits pork pie-esque on top of my head.
Right.
And it is in danger of flying off. It did fly off into the back seat when I was driving. Luckily, I could stop and pop it back on again. But yeah,
that's great.
It didn't fly off, and you know, you don't want that as you're cruising past a couple of sort of Playboy bunny types in an open-top Cadillac, and you're just grinning to them, and your hat flies off.
Or it hits a big Al's Angel on a chopper behind you
Of course,
in the
yeah.
face. He
he's
scratches
flapping
his
around.
bike. You stop and you go, "It's my hat."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Is it?"
Exactly. What annoyed me was, I was with my mates and we were driving around and we had a bunch of friends and, they said, oh, can you pick up a couple of friends of ours? And we picked them up, a couple of girls. I thought, oh, ding dong, here we are. Good looking girls. They got in the car. Instantly we were going, there's not much leg room. I was thinking, for God's sake, it's a bloody Mercedes! I couldn't even impress them with it. It's costing me fortune. I thought they'd go, this is a lovely bit of motor, but no, windshield straight away, never met them before. First thing they said.
Let's accept, right, that at some point, about 13, 14 billion years ago, there was nothing. There was no space for the nothing to be in. There was no darkness, no light, nothing. Okay, literally nothing. Except what is nearly a point in space that contained everything in the known universe, okay? Suddenly, that exploded. And in a matter of minutes, the universe was pretty much as it is now. And in all the debris, in all the dust, things started to cling together. One of which was the Earth.
Can I have Karl pick up the story from there?
Yeah!
He does blend his food, I think.
So, there we are. We've got the Earth. We've got this big
What happened next?
planet.
Probably nothing for quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just sort of floated about.
Yeah.
But it wasn't causing a problem because it wasn't annoying anyone.
No.
You see, we don't get a chance of that these days.
No.
You pop something down, someone says, move that. Dangerous, what is it?
Yeah.
Back then, nothing.
What do you mean?
So it's hanging around, and if you leave something somewhere, something will sit on it.
Right?
Okay, if you leave something somewhere, something will sit on it, yeah?
We'll say like a bin bag. I can put a bin bag outside. Bin men don't come until Friday.
Sure.
But I don't want it in the house. It's got chicken in it.
Yep.
I pop it outside, right? It's sat there for a few days now. Just time, like, you know, a day before the bin men are coming,
Yeah.
I pick that up and take it round the front.
Right.
It's got a slug living under it.
Right.
Like one of those little wood lice things.
Yeah.
Might be there.
Yeah.
Snail.
Yep.
What's your point?
Me
We've
point-
got a young Earth. It's 4.5 billion years ago. It's whizzing round the sun.
Something's gonna sit on it.
Yeah, something had to sort of happen, didn't it? I tell you what it's like.
Go on.
In the same way, penicillin
Go on.
happened.
Go on.
It was the bread was sat there. It goes off. No. Air would have created the greenness.
Oh God! This sounds like the Bible. That is like the Bible. Air created the greenness. That's amazing.
Carry on, because I wanna, I'm learning here, I'm learning.
And once you've got something, that leads to otherness.
This is like a monk who sat down. Oh,
We're all
that's
sat cross-legged
amazing.
listening to the wise old man.
I know. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna write a thing of how everything was created.
But hang on, carry on, because
Really?
I'm interested.
Yeah.
So where
Well,
are we? We had greenness, and now we've got
So
something.
the air created the greenness, and then what is it?
Then we have what was
Just
it?
otherness from the
Otherness.
greenness. Because once you've got
From greenness comes otherness.
once you've got one thing, others come.
Yes.
The air created the greenness, then you got otherness. If you create something, others will come.
Build it and they will
But
come.
it's sort of right.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I agree. No, so, but tell me, take me on. Continue this story because this is fascinating. So, where are we now? Then, what if I was to stand on the Earth at this moment in time? What would I see?
Not that much. You wouldn't want to stay.
But there's greenness.
Little patches
Little
of greenness.
patches of greenness. Okay.
A little bit of rubble knocking around.
A bit of rubble. There was a bit of rubble. Okay.
We've still got a long way to go. We want to get to life, don't we?
Okay, let's skip forward then, Karl, to life.
So everything was right, okay? It was the right distance from the sun, okay?
Yeah, but even if it wasn't, we would still been creative.
No, we wouldn't.
We would. Something would have done.
No, we wouldn't have.
I want to hear Karl's opinion on this, Rick. I'm not interested in facts. I want to hear Karl's opinion.
So, are you saying, if the atmosphere, right, around the Earth wasn't about 99% nitrogen oxygen with 1% other gases, we'd have still had something else?
Something would have been around. I'm not saying it might be better than us. It might be worse than us.
What would it look like?
Well, it's hard to say, because they say, don't they, that it's the conditions that mould you into the shape and colour.
Sure.
And you know, everything else that makes you the person that you are.
Okay, let's take Pluto. We know that's the farthest away. So it is dark and cold there.
Right.
How do you imagine the creatures that will develop there will
Big
look
eyes
like?
and hairy.
But how did they evolve? How did they evolve, though?
Because we evolved. Hang on. You always say animals change to suit the conditions.
I'd have thought if planet's dark, you don't need eyes, because things that live underground or at the bottom of the ocean, they don't have eyes or colour, because there's no point.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about, are we saying we're living inside Pluto or on the top of it like we do here?
Why would we live inside Pluto?
Well, I wouldn't.
It couldn't support life, full stop. But this is one of the most ridiculous conversations we've ever had.
He's seriously considering whether we live inside or outside.
On a ridiculously false premise.
No,
Karl,
we're
listen.
saying now that the world's overcrowded.
Right.
There's too many people on it.
Right.
We're running out of houses. People are living in basements. Now that's only one step away from being molish. We're already going underground because we're running out of space.
Being molish.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Come on, let him. I want to hear his point.
Is that like being Amish?
So
Go
what
see
you're
the
saying?
Polish people, they don't acknowledge the crust of the earth.
So you're saying within 5 years there's going to be sort of mole-like people living in basement flats with no eyes?
But hold on though, according to you, the lower they go, the colder and darker they go, the hairier and better eyes they'll have.
Well, it depends now. I was only saying they'd have better eyes if they're on a dark planet where they're outside, so they still have to look out for things that they could trip over. If we're going underground,
That's their sole concern. That's the whole evolution. It's like, we don't want to trip over. I don't want to graze my knees.
You've got knees. They got them on Earth. Coincidence, isn't it? Hub.
what I'm saying is, right, and I've always said this,
Go on.
we are not the same as the first man that nature made.
No, we're not. No.
And that's where we went wrong. And if we didn't interfere, we might have been more suited to the conditions now. Auntie Nora, I'm cold. She doesn't want double glazing.
Why not?
Just because she's worried that when people come round and sort of knock on the door, she won't hear them, because it's all sort of double glazed.
But they're knocking on the door.
No, but she said that, she didn't like a bell, it makes her jump too much.
Well,
That's
how do they get in now?
Well, it's a thin door and thin glass, you hear it. It's not like soundproof like double glazing is.
What? So they have to knock.
They knock like that on the door, and she can hear that because
But
it's
why
like
are
a
they going
wooden
to double
door.
glaze the door? Is it a glass door?
No, they want to put that PVC door in with
Hang
the
on,
thicker
so
glass.
she's scared by... You don't want a doorbell because that alarms her, but the knocking is fine.
The knocking's fine because you get to know knocks.
Why don't they have a bell that when you press it, it makes that noise?
Because they haven't done that yet.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
that's an idea.
you could do a sample of a like that. So when they press the doorbell, she hears. That's easy. That's done. You could sort that out for her.
Well, I don't want to start getting dragged into it because...
But why don't you tell her? Say, Auntie Nora, have double glazing. Be warm. Be safe. Hear the knock of the bell on the doubly door.
This is it, though, isn't it? She wouldn't be around now if it wasn't for people interfering, coming up with tablets, making weak people live longer.
Right. You're annoyed at that. You're
I
annoyed.
know, he's such a fascist, isn't he? Auntie
Yeah.
Nora, a weak person who has been allowed
Yeah.
to live.
No, but
Eugenics is where you'd be happier.
Do you recycle and not leave the tap running and turn off lights because you're worried about a child born in 100 years' time?
No.
No.
No, because I don't think... at the end of the day, we have to face facts here.
Go on.
The world is old.
Hold on. Right, okay.
The world's old.
Really old.
And it's the same as if you've got a gran who's 70.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do for her. You can say you're warm, but at the end of the day, she's still going to be shitting her pants. She's still going to be, forgetting things and all the rest of it. And you might be taking care of her, but at the end of the day, the good days are gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in a way, like the world, it's got to a point that it's old, and we can say turn the tap off, turn the lights off, close the windows, stop letting heat out.
The earth, metaphorically, is shitting its pants.
You've only got to look at what's happening, right? It's freezing, isn't it, at the moment out there?
Yeah.
Ice everywhere, snow everywhere. Now, an old person, what happens to them? They're always cold. It's like the earth, isn't it?
Brilliant.
The earth now is freezing.
Yeah.
It feels the cold more than
winter
ever.
as well. It's also because it's winter, but yeah.
And I think if you try and make it better now, you end up doing more damage.
Does that make any sense at all? Doesn't make sense at all.
Well, just you can sometimes it's too late to make something better. Like I've had old relations who smoke like 50 a day. Doctor said you've got to stop smoking. Stop smoking. 2 weeks later they're dead. Shouldn't have stopped them smoking.
Yeah.
Their insides.
Keep them alive, is it?
Well, their insides are used to all that pollution.
Yeah.
Take the pollution away. What will the world do?
Oh, good. That is a good point.
Interesting. This is scientifically grounded, is it? You've done a lot of the research, read a lot of the information about this. Or is it just a wild harebrained speculation again, backed up with nothing? Is it bullshit? Which of those two is it?
Like I said to you, I just think it's a theory. That's what it is. You're not telling me it's a coincidence that about 3 of my old relations have died because the doctor said stop smoking.
Well, it might be because they're very old, and...
they were old, but it's weird how, why stop them smoking? They're old.
Sure.
Let them have a fag. Jesus. They've got nothing else in their life. You've took that away, they die. Let them have a fag. And it's the same with this world. It's polluted now. There's rubbish everywhere. Isn't there?
You just mean in the streets and stuff?
Just, yeah. Different levels of... I've noticed how rubbish changes depending where you live. Just like when I lived in the centre of town, it was rank. It was like human sort of poo.
Oh, what?
Yeah, honestly,
Where?
down alleys and that.
What, tramps, you mean?
It must be. I don't know, I didn't sort of hang around to see who's doing it. It's just, but very human. It wasn't dog-like.
How do you know it's human?
Just the way it looked.
What do you mean?
Well, you'd walk past it and you go, look at that there, Susan.
Yeah.
Look at that, that looks human.
Oh, yeah. And what does Suzanne say? Yeah, can we walk somewhere else from now on? This isn't...
Yeah, why are you walking up and down this same alley?
I wanted to show you the human poo.
It's a cut
Were you
through.
having a shit yourself?
It's the cut through that we used to always use, and most of the time it was just like smell a wee, really strong wee, and you'd see if you could hold your breath for the full thing. But
a little bit of fun, a little bit of romantic fun after a night evening in a restaurant.
I remember when he took her for a walk around the car park.
But now I've moved to a posh bit of London. You still get litter, but I saw like a rice cake. That's what I chucked on the floor.
Yeah.
That's like,
it's just hummus tubs and...
Yeah. But it's still rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's still rubbish.
Who left this crouton maker lying around?
So, don't you see what I'm saying, though? The way the world... We've changed more than the world has. We can't handle anything now, can we? Look at it, like I say, a bit of snow, a bit of cold, everything comes to a standstill.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't go out, it's dangerous, you'll slip over, people having time off work.
Yeah. What would you do, right, if you run a business, right, your business could go under, right, it snows a bit, you got 10 employees, you're paying them well, and they go, I can't come in today, Carl, bit icy. I'll do it, okay? Right, they're snowed in, right, you're running the business, what are you running?
It's a, let's not, I'm not going to big myself up, it's just it's a factory, it's U-bends, U-bends, U-bends for...
Toilet, so you run okay, so, you pay them alright, don't you?
I'd say most of them are on above average.
So you're there, what time do you get in?
About 9:15.
9:15, waiting for them to come in at 9, yeah? Okay, right, it's snowing. It's a bit snowy, you got there, it took you a bit while, you'd set off early, did you, or?
Gave myself a bit more time, because I had to put the heating on the car.
Okay, ring.
Hello, KP Plumbing.
Oh, is that Miss Pilkington?
Yeah, it is, yeah, who's that?
Oh, it's Sheila.
Listen.
Sheila, shouldn't you be here by now?
Yeah, no, I was gonna set off.
Well, we'll set off now. Stop wasting time. We've got a big order on.
No, I know.
We're all on a bonus here if we get this done. I'll see you in 10 minutes, shall I?
I can't make it.
What?
I can't make it.
Why not?
The car won't start and it's slippy on the drive. I just can't get out.
Get the transport. I'll see you in. I'll give you 20 minutes, alright? Don't worry about it.
Well,
Thanks for calling.
I
I'll
can't,
see you in a bit.
I'm also scared of the ice. I'm scared of the ice. I'm not gonna come in today. It's dangerous.
So what are you going to do?
Well, I'm gonna wait until the ice and snow goes away and then I'm gonna come
But
in.
they're predicting it's going to be about 2 weeks before they clear all this.
I can't really travel in this. It's a bit dangerous.
Well, I'll tell you what. You stay at home. I'll replace you because I need someone to come in.
What,
We've
are
got
you
a big
firing me because I can't get into work with this?
Well, I got
think-
into work, Sheila.
Yeah, I know, but you don't live with me, do you? If you did live with me, then
No, but
you'd probably see how...
it was bad where I was as well. I'm here.
But do you know how bad it is here? When you come round and have a look how bad it is here,
no,
you drive
I'm
my...
not coming
Tell you
round
what,
here.
you come round and drive my fucking car because I'm snowed in, you fucking calling me a cunt. And I'll tell you, if you fire me, I'll take you to a tribunal, you bald-headed wanker.
Right, you're fired anyway for that.
You're in fucking trouble then.
Right then, see ya. Right, and then she's done with. She's weak anyway.
Ring, ring.
KP Plumbing.
Hiya, is that, Miss Pilkington?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Hi, it's Bob here.
God.
Yeah, bit of trouble. In my area, it's absolutely snowed. It's possible. No one's getting out. I live near Sheila.
Bob,
by the way.
listen, yeah, well, Sheila's just been on. She's saying she can't get in either.
She can't. I've just seen her out there trying to dig her car out, and she's hurt her back. She's really tried hard to get to work, but she can't do it because she's not very rich and her car doesn't work. She hasn't got the right tyres, and there's no public transport. They've cancelled those. Wrong snow on this country. I'm not going to make it in today, son. So I'll see you tomorrow, right, boy?
Well, no, you're saying you'll see me tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you'll probably call up tomorrow with the same thing.
Well, only if it's snowing still.
Now
It
listen,
might not,
well, I can't run a business like this, Bob.
Yeah, it's not my fault, is it really?
So go round to Sheila's and like slag me off if you want. But I'll tell you
I'm not
what,
slagging
you're
you
not
off,
coming
just-
back here. Fuck off. One chance. Give them one chance.
Well, you didn't even give him one chance.
No, because they've done it before.
Oh, fucking hell.
Just annoys me.
Do you recycle?
I give a lot of stuff to Oxfam.
Well, yeah, that's the sort of recycling, yeah. Hand-me-downs and passing on things. Well, it's probably a better form of recycling, isn't it? You're not destroying anything and remaking it, you're just letting someone else wear a jumper that you don't wear anymore. So that's, yeah.
Don't really do all the. I don't separate stuff. I don't sort of put there's the cans, there's the paper.
You don't do that?
You just throw it away, do you? Because
Oh,
that's not
bad.
recycling,
That
and they
annoys
can't
me.
do anything with that.
That annoys me when you're just putting it in landfill, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
But I haven't got
That
all the
annoys
bins.
me,
There
that.
isn't enough room for all the bins.
Yeah, we have to do...
You've got a recycle box you stick outside.
Yeah.
What are you on about?
Recycle box, yeah.
I haven't got one.
Well, no, you got to ask for one.
I tried to get rid of a sofa, right? I was getting a new sofa, had the old one. You try and get rid of one of them, it's murder, right? I called up the council, said I want to get rid of it. They said we're not coming round there till Friday. It's like a Monday. I said it's in the way. So I put it outside. They said you put it outside, you'll get a fine. I said yeah, but you don't know where I'm going to put it outside.
Yeah.
It's not outside my house.
No.
So they said, well, you do that. We've got your number.
What's the
now.
sofa like? It's a beige one. Well, if we see that...
So they said if you want to pay to have it collected, we can come and get it tomorrow. 30 quid. I said I'm not paying for it. It's madness.
Yeah.
So hung up, annoyed. Called my dad up. He said, oh, I saw this thing on the telly saying that you can donate your furniture to people who haven't got a sofa. Look it up on the internet. So I looked it up. There's a firm that does it.
Right.
Right, cheeky sods. Called them up, said, I've got this sofa here, I want to donate it to someone who hasn't got a sofa. He said, oh, what's it like? Is it in good condition? Yeah, it's alright, yeah. Well, why are you getting rid of it? I said, because we've moved into a bit of a bigger place and the sofa looks daft in the corner. It's too small, so I'm getting a bigger one. There's nothing wrong with it. How big is it? How many people does it sit? So it depends how big you are. You can sit two people on it, but it's not the comfiest. But it's in good condition. It's none of your nonsense like stuff. It was expensive when I bought it. He said, right. He said, is it safe? So I said, what do you mean? He said, is it fag proof? So I said, I don't smoke. He said, well, go and get the, lift the thing up. He's got me running around looking at my sofa when I'm giving it away. I had to lift it up, it had a picture of a fag on it. I said, yeah, it's got a picture of a fag on it.
And, could I just point out for our American listeners, fag is a slang for cigarette. when he says, is it fag-proof, he's not gonna open the cushion and someone's go, it's me! So, I should explain that straight away.
So anyway, it turned out it was fag-proof. They came and picked it up, took it away. That was that. But look at the hassle. Look at the hassle it takes to get rid of something. And then they say to you, do not be dumping stuff on the street. You know, it's that thing of having to wait for certain days of the week, and you can't always keep hold of something till a certain day of the week, because it's big. A mattress it's one of them things you can't get sort of rid of. Or you can't stick it somewhere, because it's in the way. It's a big, clumpy bit of furniture, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not a bit of furniture, really, a mattress, but I know what you mean. Well, it's a new sideboard. Yeah, don't lean on it. It's a bit spongy. What do you keep in it? We can't keep anything in it. It's just full of springs and stuff.
No, but you know what I mean.
It's a piece of furniture, to be honest.
Well, it's part
it should be on a bed, to be honest.
It's part of a furniture bit, isn't it? Did I tell you that time when?
I don't think you could even ever count a mattress as a piece of furniture.
Of course you can.
It's functional. And where do you stop? Is a pillow a piece of furniture? Is a blanket? Oh, a nice bit of furniture you're wearing. They're my trousers. They're furniture if you pop them up against a wall.
Did I tell you that time when we first bought a flat?
Go on.
Bought a flat in Manchester, right? And
yeah.
You know, when you first buy a place, it's expensive, isn't it?
And it's a big bit of furniture, a flat, isn't it?
So, you know, we bought a sofa, we got a table.
Sorry, you don't mean you bought a sofa, you ended up with a table?
No,
you bought a sofa and a table.
Yeah. Now, I didn't know.
Suzanne said you to buy a sofa, you came back with a table.
Now, back then, I wasn't as wise as I am now.
Fucking hell! Oh, what was he? Some snot in a jar.
Can I just apologise to any snot in a jar that's listening and was offended by that comment?
Alright. So I ordered a bed.
Yeah.
It turned up.
Oh, well done. Fucking hell, that's a big treat.
I thought...
Nothing went down shit creek this
That's not the end of the story, is it?
No. So I thought, I'm going to get this in the bedroom, set it all up. Suzanne comes home from work, the bed's done, she'll be well happy.
Yeah.
So I get it all up there in the lift and what have you. I think it seems like I'm missing something here. Put it together, no mattress.
How did you not notice there was no mattress?
No, just because it's like, you know, I'm thinking, yeah, I've got all the screws, I've got the slats for that at the bottom, there's the post and that. So I put it together.
Where's the softy, spongy bit of furniture that usually sits on top of the more rigid bit of furniture?
So I called them up, I said, there's no mattress with it. He said, no, it's not part of it. So what do you mean it's not part of it? A bed isn't a bed without a mattress.